Hey, this is Johnny Beane, and we are live. Hey, there we are. It's 2:20 p.m. where Rob Johnson is. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
How, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today, actually. Yeah, good day.
Very cool, man. It's March
Sure.
28th, 2020. Welcome to, what are you calling this? Saturday Morning Live with Rob Johnson?
Yeah, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, also it's Straturday.
Saturday.
Make sure to join us tonight at 11:50 p.m. Eastern Time for Straturday Night Live with John BL, Jay Hannon, Neanderpaul. It's always an awesome time. And before I forget, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell. Very, very important that you click the bell these days because YouTube is hiding video. They're hiding live videos, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Let us know in the chat if you got the alert, and let us know in the description in the comments below on replay if you didn't get the alert for this video, because it's actually becoming a huge problem right now. So yeah, and also this is a podcast. Yeah, see, we're really professional right here now.
Absolutely.
You can listen to this as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Google Podcast, mytuner-radio.com. So there you go. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast, wherever you listen to them. So Rob Johnson, welcome.
What's up, my friend? How you doing?
I just woke up.
I just got back from a big party. All kinds of people. Oh, my God.
No.
No. Definitely no parties. Not a lot of people. That's for sure.
That's good.
I am still working. I mean, as a police officer, my job is kind of continuing because we're out trying to make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing and not doing what they're not supposed to be doing, and just trying to do the best we can to keep everybody safe. And in my area so far, we've been pretty lucky. We do have some cases, but all in all, knock on wood, things are pretty good here. And
that's good.
Yeah. Crazy times, though. Crazy times.
Oh man. Yeah, it's insane, but everybody, it'll all be all right.
We're all going to be professional guitarists, though, by the time this thing is done. I know my guitar playing has certainly improved in the last few weeks. I mean, just because I've been playing it so much more, and I'm certainly in good shape for the summer.
There you go, man.
But
there you go.
Who do we got in here already? We got Jimmy Biter. Don't bite her too hard, but.
Can you see all that? Are you looking at the live comments on StreamYard?
Yes, I got, we got Janice Lala, Patrick Coachell, Billy Lyons, Stream Elements, R2R3. What's up? John Bulware, Sean Silas. Hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing? Steve Carmichael.
Okay, good. So you can see all that.
Yes.
Awesome. Last night, the dudes that were in here, they said they couldn't see that.
Oh, really?
So I don't understand why.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last time we did a video, I could see. Oh, the last time you and I did one, just the two of us, I could see.
Yeah, I know.
Strange.
I know. You could. Steve Anderson could. Matt Story, welcome. Dave Sam. Hey, dude. Happy trails. Good to see you, man.
Hey, what's up, Dave? Matt.
Dave plays in a. Is it a Van Halen tribute or it's an 80s? It's like an 80s rock tribute.
That's cool. That's kind of like, it kind of sounds like Pete Caruccio, Franks and Beans. They kind of do, well, they're more 90s, but they kind of do like 80s and 90s kind of, stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome, Rico B. Yeah, Dave says, yeah, you're all ladies. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm always seeing his videos on Facebook.
Yeah, I pick up them too sometimes. Yeah, Dave, what's the name of your band again? What do you guys call yourself? We lean in the Van Halen direction as much as possible. You got to do that. Oh, 80s do. 80s do. Nice. Very cool.
Awesome, man.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely check out Dave's band.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're up there. I'd love to see you.
Actually, yeah, we were talking over Messenger the other day, and I was telling him he should we should book one of these things. So definitely, Dave, we gotta schedule one of these videos pretty quick, man. Oh, is that not on?
No, it is now. I just was checking it just to make sure. I'm trying to this thing on? Johnny's favorite word. Is this thing on? Have you seen those videos like years ago even before we were doing the live stuff, like 5, 6 years ago? You would do like a video, like you do like the elephant call or the whatever it
Mhm.
was, and you'd be like, "Is this thing on?"
Well, but yeah, way back in the day, I was using a camera, where it didn't have like a front-facing camera, so I would just set it down, and I had no idea what it was looking at.
Yeah.
So that's why in those videos, I'm always like hunched over and like trying to show, the guitar and stuff. And yeah, it was horrible.
Those were cool videos, though. I still watch those sometimes every once in a while when I'm hanging out and just chilling. I'm sifting through old videos and stuff. I'll go on your channel and I'll go back to like those old days, like where you're doing like, the dog clips and how to attach them and strap and
Yeah, yeah.
elephant sound. That's pretty cool. You did one time, the which I really liked, the 1984 piano style thing that Eddie was doing.
Yeah, the tray table.
The tray table. Yeah.
That was a good one. I'm gonna have to relearn that. That was a good.
Me too. I learned it from you. You showed me how to do it, and I played it. And like anything else, it goes by the wayside. And years later, you're like, "Hey, how did I do that again?"
Well, it's a really cool technique.
Yeah.
Because that's something Edward. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, during the 1984 Van Halen tour, during Eddie's solo, spot, he had this thing called like some sort of tray table that would flip out from the bottom of his guitar, and his guitar would lay down flat like this, and he was able to play it. He said he was able to play it like a piano.
Yeah.
And most of you guys, if you're big Van Halen fans, you would know the song Judgment Day, and you'd know the part right before the guitar solo. That's the same technique.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty much like this is kind of what he's doing.
Yeah.
Sean, yeah. But anyway, the part that he did in 84 for his solo was actually, it was a really, really cool musical piece.
Yeah.
And I always liked that. And so I'm like, I got to figure out what he's doing, because I really dig it. But anyway, right above Rob, there'll be a card dropping down right there where you guys can watch that video. And
in the head. Just hit me in the head.
Oh. Oh man.
You're very welcome. Yeah, I've been trying to stay safe with everything and being out there, almost every day. My full-time job, I'm not going into, because that's closed down at the school as the resource officer. So I don't have to do that, but I've been making up a lot of hours as in my part-time police job. And, but that's part-time. So, I've been getting a lot of time off. So I've been focusing a lot on my martial arts training and working out and staying fit. And,
there you go.
I live in a nice neighborhood where there's not a lot of people, so I can still run outside, which is great. And playing guitar. And it's funny, we were just talking about a cool riff, that Johnny was talking about, the 84 tray table thing that Eddie did. Now that we're talking about it, I'm going to have to relearn that again. But Liquid Charlie, who's just an amazing guitarist, and everybody knows, we all know who Liquid Charlie is. I mean, I was actually chatting with him last week. We were supposed to do a Skype session, him and I, again, and just do a hangout here pretty soon. But we both just keep getting busy with stuff. But I've been watching a lot of his videos. If you guys have noticed, he's been posting a lot of stuff on YouTube. And some of the stuff he's posting is really awesome. Like stuff basically, I learned how to play Crossing Over, the tapping harmonic thing, and from him that. And what's the other one? Beliche Ethereum. He did one on that. I was like, oh, that's how he did it. So it's been pretty cool. But the one thing that has been the neatest thing is, and I can't play the whole riff because I copyright stuff, but I'll just do this. I'll just do the little thing. But in Fire in the Hole, in the intro, after Eddie does the cowboy chord part there, he always did this little kind of a stretchy kind of a thing, and I could never figure out how he was doing it. And it's all it is that's all it is. It's just kind of he's kind of on the second fret. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And let me go this way. And all he's basically doing is, if you watch Charlie's video, he'll do it better than me, but he's basically just second fret on the G string and fifth fret on the G string. And he's basically he's just pulling off and then hitting the high E open and then hitting it again on the G string and then hitting the D. So it's basically, and it's just, that's all he's doing. And I was like, wow. Well, I mean, that's how he taught it. And it sounds pretty cool. So I was like, wow. I mean, all these years, I never really took the time to learn it, but it's kind of neat. So Charlie, if you're watching this, keep it up, dude. You're some really, really awesome videos. I mean, he's an amazing player anyways. I mean, the guy is just incredibly talented. But it's always nice to watch, little videos like that, little licks. And, so that's been pretty cool. It's been really enjoyable checking that out.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Charlie. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And I've been watching all his stuff too. Because he usually posts to Instagram, but he's been posting to YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. He's been posting to YouTube a lot more. And yeah, I get the alerts for his stuff, and
What's up, Caleb?
I check him. Caleb.
I think Nesdal's in here too. I thought I saw Nesdal's name pop up. Nez says, "What's up, Mr. Nez?" John Zimmerman.
I thought he was hacked earlier because he sent the exact same message to me and a group message with me and Jay.
Oh, really?
And yeah, at the exact same time. And it was just some random, like, I couldn't stop laughing or something. And I'm like, oh, what was he watching last night? He got hacked. Because
I mean, that's the problem with everybody kind of
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody being lockdown mode, basically, kind of, well, I don't know about the whole world, but I mean,
that's why the internet is broken right now.
Because everybody is spending so much time on it.
Everybody's on. Yeah. And so, we're actually noticing that YouTube is actually having problems.
Yeah.
Facebook, has been crashing.
Right. Facebook just crashed for me it did personally for me it did when I just jumped on for this show. I got off, and then I was able to get back on to get into Messenger, but
oh man. So that reminds me, if you guys are watching this video, let me know in the comments, either next to Rob or down below, if you got the alert for this video. Because I've been seeing, like, once we'll stop, I'll start getting messages saying, "Hey, I didn't know you were on." Because once we're done, the video will it'll send out another alert.
Yeah.
Being what's called a VOD, a video on demand.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens twice is when you're live, usually people will get the live alert. And then once you're done, once the video is done processing, then they'll get a second alert as it's something to watch. But the people that didn't get the first alert will get the second one. They'll be wondering how come I didn't get the first one?
Yeah.
And I know it sounds confusing. It's really not. But anyway, let me know in the comments what's happening, because we're trying to figure this stuff out, because we've been only been getting half the views that we normally get because of that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I mean, it's that's how it is.
To it. Yeah. Caleb, I just watched your little live thing, or I don't know if was it a live feed or just a little video you did a minute ago. Just kind of in there.
What was that? You were telling me about that right before we started. What was it? Is it public?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because if it's not,
I think he was wearing pants, but
I'm not.
Right, Caleb?
Leave a thumbs up, everybody.
Hey, Dwight, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Dwight, I want to say thank you for checking out all my stuff lately too. I appreciate it. Because I've had more time on my hands, so like I said earlier, I've been doing all my gym is closed, so which it really doesn't matter, because I can do most of my stuff in my own place with my martial arts stuff, and my weights and all my core stuff that I do on my own. So I've been really hitting the training pretty hard, and all my martial arts stuff and guitar and all that. But yeah, but thanks for checking everything out. You always have something really cool to say, and I really appreciate that. And Jared, what's up? Jared and I were Jared Frost. We were chatting the other day. He sent me a text, so we talked back and forth on the phone. We were talking about hanging out, playing some online guitar together one of these days. And this morning, I think he wanted to probably do that, but I had a couple of things, some errands I needed to run. I had to get some groceries and put some gas in my car, and just for, in case of an emergency or something like that. And then I went and worked out. But yeah, we definitely will do that. We will definitely hang out and play some guitar, via internet.
Via Skype.
Yeah.
What's that tattoo? What's that tattoo that you have?
I think it says something like 5150.
Oh, look at that!
I had the skin ripped away, so see, I'm striped underneath. So I bleed stripes. Eddie, this is for you. So when this is over, I want an invitation to 5150. I got to show you my tattoo. Yeah, right. Maybe Eddie could come to my house and you can check out my new guitar room. He'd be proud.
Well, you said you shook his hand one time. Did you have that tattoo?
I never officially met. Yeah, I did. I did shake his hand. It was kind of an interesting thing. I have pictures somewhere, but actually the pictures that I took when I was with my friend Ken they've actually been in magazines because they were so right up front, and it was in the I don't want to say unfortunately, because I'm going to say fortunately, but it was during the 2004 tour, and I never was lucky enough to have a picture with Edward, and I've always wanted one, and I'm still hoping one day I can do that and officially meet the guy. I've actually spoken to him in sound check, hey, what's up, Ed? And he's good. How you guys doing? But it was never a personal thing. But back in 2004, June 19th and the 20th, I won tickets to the Worcester Centrum. I was going to the show anyways, but I won tickets in the Golden Ring off the Van Halen news desk. They had put out, you probably remember that, they put out there was a contest, and I forget what you had to do, but everybody put in for it and you could win tickets.
Well, you did it.
Yeah. And I put in for it. And I remember I was coming home from work that day. It would have been like May, I think, of 2004. I don't remember if they'd started the tour yet. I don't think they did, but I got a notification via email that I'd won tickets on 2 nights, consecutive nights, June 19th and June 20th at the Worcester Centrum on the Golden Ring on Ed's side. So
both nights?
Both nights.
Oh, dang, man.
Both nights. So I got to see sound both days, and I was able to bring a friend of mine. So I brought my friend Ken, who watches our show. He might even be watching now.
Okay.
But
hey, Ken.
He's a big Van Halen guy. He always has been.
Awesome.
So anyways, make a long story short, I worked my way right up to the front, and I got pictures from that night. And they came out and they played Jump first. And Eddie was playing he was playing the special, the PV Wolfgang special. It was the Cherry Burst with a Fernandez sustainer, and it had a USA neck on it. And he came out, and it was the coolest thing because, of course, I had my hand up like this, and the lights went out. So Sammy runs out, Mike runs out, Al's on the drum, and Ed comes over. And the first thing he did, he had hit they started playing the keyboard part. And I think he hit his first chord of Jump, and he walked over and he literally got down on his knees and he grabbed my hand, and because I had my hand up, and he held on to it for 4 seconds. And I'm like, Ken, take a picture. Of course he didn't. So I ended up shaking Eddie's hand for 4 or 5 seconds. It was the coolest thing.
Wow.
And he was right at me, and he was he said something he couldn't hear. And then he got up, and then he, started playing. And I think it was 3 or 4 times that show. I got to shake Sammy's hand. He actually came over and autographed the picture. And so, I technically did get a chance to shake the guy's hand, which was cool, but I never officially met him. At the end of the show, when they walked off stage, after they played "When It's Love," I think that was the last song they did in the encore. My buddy Ken throws a 5150 hat at Ed. And he says, sign it. And believe it or not, Ed was not into signing things in that tour or during the show. He actually didn't like it. Matter of fact, there was a lot of talk about him not even liking it when Sam would sign all that stuff, because Sammy would sign stuff the entire show. He'd constantly be signing stuff and whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like the first tour, I think, where you saw him doing that.
Yeah, he'd never
Like,
done that before.
The entire show, people throw stuff. He was signing stuff while he was singing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool, and he signed a picture. So, anyways, my buddy threw it up, and Ed he kind of looked, and Ed reluctantly signed his hat. He signed his 5150 hat, and he throws it back to him. And I said, Ed, sign this picture, because Sammy had signed it. And Ed looked right at me and goes, hey, man, if I sign that, I got to sign everything. I'm like, come on, Ed, sign it. And then he got up and he walked away. So I never got my picture signed by him. But my buddy got his signature on his hat. It was the coolest thing. But
oh, that's awesome, huh?
It was definitely a cool night. Very cool night. But I mean, Nesdal got to hang out with the guy for like a whole weekend back in '98. I think when he came to New York, like Jones Beach. Dave's told that story before. Wow. It's pretty cool. You've met him a handful of times, haven't you, Johnny?
That's crazy. I met him once.
There's a picture of you guys together. What is that? 2015?
14. Yeah. Yeah, I was in the same room with him for like 6 hours, but I left him alone. I didn't bother him. And then I had a friend of mine, a mutual friend, introduce us, and that was it. You know. Yeah. I'm not a weirdo, you guys.
Well, I mean, we're all kind of weird in our own sense.
Well, you got to be weird to be doing this. You know?
Michael Collins says he was at the second show on Sunday. Cool. I think that was the 20th, Mike. And that's the day that I was in the Golden Ring. Actually, since we're talking about it, I actually do have those pictures right here. I'll show you guys some of the pictures that I took that night. This is
cool.
This is actually really, really, really cool. So here's a cool picture that was floating around back in those days.
Oh, look at that.
You guys ever see that? This was on the internet back when Sam rejoined back in 2004. So let's see. Yeah, Worcester Centrum. Here's the 2 tickets. Van Halen, June 19th and 20th. You guys can see that. There's my 2 tickets I had. There's my 5-star pass.
Oh, cool.
Pretty neat. And the bracelet. Yeah. So here's Sam. That's my hand. Sam, that's my hand.
Oh, there you go.
He's in the process of signing the picture. That's how close I was.
Did you take that, or your friend took that?
My friend took that picture. Oh, no, actually, no, I took that. Here's the picture I took of Ed, myself, and this picture has been all over the internet over the years. It's even been in some Young Guitar magazines.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I've seen that in the Young Guitar, yeah.
Yep. That's one of the best pictures of the 5150 guitar, the original, from that tour. And it's amazing because I see it in magazines.
And you took that. That's amazing.
Here's me. 2004. I got my 5150. Yeah, that woman right here, wherever she was over here, she was so annoyed because I kept butting in front of her to talk to Ed.
That's the thumbnail for this video.
Hey,
look at that.
Ed's got a Corona hat on. Seriously, it's a Corona beer hat.
You can't say Corona these days, but
well, technically that's a beer.
Yeah, I know. Technically, you can.
I took that picture. That's how close I was.
Wow, man.
So that's the Fernandez Sustainer, the Wolfgang Special. That's got a really cool rope belt.
Yeah.
Here's another picture I took.
Man. That's during his solo, it looks like. He's doing like the sustaining, it looks
like. Yep. Took all these pictures that day. It was so cool. Here's a nice one of Sam and Ed.
Man, that's amazing.
He was actually on point that night. Here's a good one of Ed and Mikey. Here's Ed during Up for Breakfast with the 5150 guitar. I was literally standing in the Golden Ring, and I had the camera right at the ground level, because it was right. It was the stage was right about at my face, at my chin, There's another one of Ed with a 5150 Up for Breakfast, and that is the original 5150 Kramer. I was literally 5 feet away from it. It was so cool. It's during Pound Cake. He's got the drill.
Wow. What did you use? Did you use a real camera or was it a
It
disposable?
was a digital camera. It was a little Sony digital camera.
And they let you use that?
Yeah, my buddy snuck it in.
Oh.
So, and we were so close. I mean, they would have taken someone 15, 20 minutes to come get us because there was that place with Ed Stack. This was during sound check.
Wow. I think a lot of those cabinets are actually out of Hard Rock right now.
I took that picture. That's how close I was. So looks like that necklace that Wolfgang and Val gave him for his birthday, I think.
I think that's Wolfgang's face in that necklace.
I think so too.
Man, that's a nice picture.
Yeah, these are. I'll show you some of these when we get offline sometime. Here's a picture of Al's drum kit. I took that at sound check. And here is actually the Van Halen news desk. I'm not going to read the names, but here's the news desk thing, and it's got my name right down here of the winners. So they had a winner for Greensboro, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Worcester. Winner, Rob Johnson, Massachusetts. So cool. I was so blown away. Now, here's the picture. I don't know if you guys can see it that Sam signed. See Sammy's signature right here? That's the picture that I brought with me, and I gave it to Sam and he signed it. And Ed would not sign it, but he signed my buddy's hat.
That's the picture from the Guitar for the Practicing Musician. That's the cover photo.
Yeah. Here's another cool one of Ed. We really nailed some awesome pictures that day. I mean, we were just blown away. Here's Sam standing right over me. Again, that's the view that we had. The whole show was so awesome. I forgot I even had this book. I mean, I knew I had it, but I very rarely look at it.
Those are some cool pictures.
And then I saw him again on June 28th at the Hartford Civic Center. And I had a 5-star pass for that one. So I wasn't in the Golden Ring, but I was right up front. So yeah, this is the that's the book, Worcester 2004. And actually, I think I have, Johnny, you'll appreciate this.
Toilet paper?
I have plenty of toilet paper.
I'm down to like 2 rolls.
Here we go. You guys will get a kick out of this.
Yeah, leave a thumbs up, you guys, if you're digging this stuff. And yeah, subscribe.
DVD. Johnny knows this is how we met each other. Van Halen and Worcester, 2004.
Oh, and that's the show that you're at?
Yeah, it's the show. This was this is the 19th. And here's the CD of it. This is the Future. Worcester Center. This was the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Double CD. And then there's another one. Oh, here's the audio live CD from, you can tell we used our art, we made our own artwork. Magic on Stage. That's the second night, June 20th. I've been looking for video of the 20th, and I've yet to find it. I have the audio, but they're not releasing the video of that for some reason. There's one song they played Finish What You Started.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only time they played that song. That tour was the night that I saw them on the 20th. They played Finish What You Started.
Really?
Yep.
They only played that song one time?
One time. That was as far as I know, and I've listened to millions of 2004 shows. I mean, well, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much
millions.
Yeah,
yeah, they played millions of shows on that tour. Bent.
One time they played that.
Bent, yeah. If you got toilet paper, there's an address down below. I'll take some.
Did you see that joke, Johnny, of the Pawn Stars show? You know, the guys from Vegas.
You said Pawn, right?
Pawn Stars, and it's got it's got the guy. He brings in the toilet paper and the the hand sanitizer, and he's like,
"Yeah,
what do you want for it?"
Yeah, I saw that.
That's funny.
Hey, now I saw that. Yeah. I remember somebody made a meme of that with Eddie, and it's him. It was a picture from when he did the Smithsonian thing in Washington D.C. and
Yeah.
he's holding the '78 replica, and it's him with that guitar holding it. And it's let's see if I can find it. Actually,
I haven't seen that yet. I definitely haven't.
what was it called? Pawn Stars.
Pawn Stars, PAW, and yeah.
Let me see if I can find that. It's pretty funny. Oh, there's the toilet paper one. I see it. Oh, it's got to be right here.
Jared says, I saw the 04 tour in Dallas. I enjoyed it. I don't remember a whole lot. I actually, believe it or not, I think I only drank Diet Pepsi that night because I wanted to enjoy it because I was in the Golden Ring. So
you don't want to forget that, man.
No, I did not want to forget anything about it. That was such a great night, and they played great that night. Eddie was, I mean, a lot of people know that the 04 tour was kind of a rough tour for the band. We'll just say it like that. But I know it progressively, I think, declined as the tour went on. But I was lucky because I saw them in the beginning of the tour, and while they didn't sound like they did in the Balance tour or the other ones, no doubt, they still sounded pretty darn good. And Eddie was. Eddie played pretty well that night, and you're welcome, Sean. I always loved sharing that kind of stuff. I forgot, like I said, I even had that. If you guys could see behind me, we only see like half of my.
We are seeing behind you.
You see the guitars behind me, and
in front of you
them over here, but you don't see. I have all the Kramers over here in my rig, so you only see about half of the guitars behind me. But if you look totally behind me, I have a whole bookcase full of live DVDs and live CDs that like Johnny and I have collected over the years, and then a whole nother bookcase of guitar magazines and young guitars and players and Burn magazines. I mean, you just name it, all the stuff, Van Halen books, stuff that I've been collecting for 25 years. I have remember the Inside magazine? Fan club bag. I have every one of those up there. Those are hard to find, all those.
Yeah.
These days. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I had all those. I was
Jay says, "Hey, boners."
I was subscribed to that back in the day.
Yeah.
Actually, I was subscribed to that under 2 different names. Actually, because
Really?
I was a huge collector back in the day too, and I didn't want just one. I wanted 2 copies of each one.
Right. Yeah. One
So
for the bathroom and one for the
So I had 2 subscriptions to Van Halen Inside magazine, and I'd get 2 of them in 2 different packages under 2 different names. One was Johnny Beane, and the other name I used was I didn't use I didn't think of that back then. But no, the other name that I used was John Beano.
John Beano.
John Beano was the other subscription I had to Van Halen Inside magazine. And this was before the internet. This was what, 1996?
Well, the internet was out, but it was all dial-up back then.
Well, I mean I didn't get online until very end of 98 when I came back from Miami.
It would have been 98 because that's when you and it was 98 because that's when you and I started talking. It was 98 or 99.
Very
free tour.
We would have met. Oh man, if I still had my AOL account, I could actually find it.
It was on the Van Halen trading list, the VH trading list, which is still up today. Problem is they do everything by BitTorrent. I don't even have a clue how to do that. We used to, when Johnny and I met, we were trading cassettes, not even
cassette tapes.
It molded into CDs pretty quick. Yeah.
It was these
CDs, but yeah, we were trading cassettes. Do
you even have this one? Let me see if you can even see what I'm showing.
Sean Silas says AOL. Yeah, probably. Eddie, Steve Lukather, Baked. Oh, I do. Yeah. That's 92, right?
Yeah,
that's cool. They did Jimi Hendrix.
February 92.
Yeah, they did Jimi Hendrix. They did
Fire.
Yeah, Fire. They played Ain't Talking About Love, which was actually pretty cool. And they didn't they do Stevie Wonder, Superstitious, I think, maybe?
Probably. I don't know. Cool. I digitized this at one point. So it's on my computer here as a waveform. But there's no track listing on this.
Jared says I started downloading pictures of Kathy Ireland around 1990. Yeah, there's a few famous people that I downloaded some pictures of.
Printed the pictures out.
Now I just go out and meet them myself. Because I'm single, I'm not married anymore.
Oh man.
Son says I have to get up. Have a great day, guys. Awesome show. Thanks, bro. You're still in bed? Oh, that's right. You're out that way, so it's
Hey Sean. Well, so am I. You texted me. I was still I was still in bed. You texted me.
It's classic. I'm like, hey Johnny, you wanna do a live show? And it's like 3 a.m. or Johnny. It wasn't that bad, but I mean,
no, and yeah, I mean we're doing this because we appreciate all of you guys, and I know right now is definitely the time when people really need this stuff. So I'm not wearing pants, but I'm here.
Perry Delman says Steinberger. Yeah, it's right. Whoop, let's see. It's weird mirror image. Right there. That is my Steinberger GL2T Transtrum guitar. Yep.
Yeah.
I was actually playing that the other day through my rig. I was playing Summer Nights and a little bit of Get Up, and I want to learn how to play Me Wise Magic again. I used to play that song, and it's been I have to remember it. He's doing so much cool stuff in that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great tune.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dave, thank you so much, man. And Dave, you'll have to jump on. You'll have to jump on here. Let's send me a message, and we'll get you on here, man. We'll do one of these, man. We'll do it live.
Hey now,
because he's got some Van Halen guitars too.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, hold on one second.
I saw somebody else here. Was it Jimmy Carr?
Is Jimmy Carr here?
Jimmy Carr is here, man.
John Bulwer says I had brain surgery in '98. Not a fun time. Had to cut all my hair off. I was so annoyed. I'm sorry about that, dude. That must have done. Sounds like everything went pretty well. So cool. You're still around. That's awesome, man. Brett, Ben says, please tell Rob I could help him with BitTorrent if he wants, but the legality is iffy. Rob wants help, contact me privately. I've worked in IT support. Seriously, yes, because when I'm so mad at myself. First off, thank you. And I don't know if you're on VH Trading, but yeah, I definitely would love to talk to you about that. But when I moved into this new place back, it's been almost 6 months now I've been living here. But when I moved into this new place, I threw so much stuff out. I really did. And
not toilet paper.
Actually, I might have thrown some of that out. I moved in here right after Christmas, but when I was packing prior to, I threw out so much of I threw out probably 70 live Van Halen DVDs and audio stuff. The thing is, you can still get all of that on YouTube. 90% of what I threw out, I still have on YouTube. But what I so mad at myself for is a lot of the stuff was like really rare interviews, and some of the stuff's not on YouTube because it took me 20 something years to collect all that. A whole bunch of stuff I wished I'd have still kept. It'll still resurface at some point, but a lot of every once in a while a show will come up on VH Trading, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't have that, but the only way you can do it is you got to get on this BitTorrent site, and then I don't even understand. You got to be a seed or something. It's all freaking gibberish to me. I understand. I understand what it is. I just don't know how to do any of it, and I really wished I could, because if I could really start,
yeah,
action again.
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff. But yeah, you got to be careful, and you got to know who you're dealing with when you're doing that.
Yeah,
you actually have to know who, and I'm serious too. Thank you, Perry. Thank you, man. You really have to, because you don't know what they're sending you. You don't know what all of a sudden there it is, and and it's on your computer.
Remember that song? Whoop, there it is.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got to be careful. Plus, you can get viruses doing that too.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and I don't know enough about. I'm not as big of a computer guy as a lot of these guys that watch our show are. So I don't. I mean, I have the basic stuff that I need to do what I need to do.
You can plug a computer in and turn it on.
Yeah, and I can do basic stuff, but when it comes to like all the spyware stuff and all the the preventative maintenance when it comes to protecting your computer, I'm well behind on that. So I get very nervous downloading stuff because I don't need any of that garbage,
Yeah, don't do it. Don't even do it, man. Don't even do it. If you want to trade, well, I mean, basically all live, shows, bootlegs, they're all free these days. It's all free. I mean, music is basically free these days, just regardless of whatever it is.
Right.
Although, I don't, I don't promote downloading, commercial music.
Right.
Always, get that from, at least listen to it on Spotify.
Right.
All that stuff. It's all available if it's commercially available. And it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify. So at least listen to it on Spotify because you'll give the artist, almost a penny, by doing that.
Yeah.
But live bootlegs are basically, it's all free these days, and it's by the way that you're talking about it, trading DVDs or whatever. But yeah, if you're going to do that though, definitely make sure you know who you're dealing with when you do that. And I'm serious too, because if anything, you don't want to get a virus and your computer is useless and what's it called? Best Buy is closed these days. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
what I don't understand though, kind of jumping away from I know it's a copyright thing and it's different sites, but what I don't understand is like if you play a song on Facebook, like like if if I do like a video of my guitar room and I play Van Halen music in the background, it gets flagged and they like mute the song. But you can get on YouTube and listen to the music, the actual real recording. So what's the difference?
Well, what happens is what YouTube does is YouTube will basically claim your video. The publisher for that song will claim, let's say you do a video of your guitars, you have music playing in the background of some commercial tune,
right? You
upload that to YouTube, and instead of taking the video down, actually in some cases they will.
Right.
Actually, Zims, are you still in here? I saw your name earlier, and welcome, by the way. Zims Guitars, he uploaded a video. I was sitting here last night, and I get the alert. Zims Guitars, uploaded a video. Fender, it was a Fender guitar video, and I went to watch it, and it said this video has been blocked in all the countries, blah 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 for copyright.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he had a song in the background, and it picked it up instantly and got it. Yeah.
Bent just says Facebook uses a algorithm that hears it, flags it. Yeah, though then that makes a lot of sense to me. So what you're saying then basically, Ben, is that it just kind of does it automatically, whereas YouTube kind of manages it a little bit more discreetly or what? Yeah, I get your gist. Yeah.
Well, what happens is YouTube. What I was going to say is YouTube. What they'll do is they'll claim your video. Sometimes you can share the video with whoever claims it. Yeah. Sometimes they totally take over the video and they put a link in the description of that song to like iTunes, to Amazon.
Yeah. So you lose all basically control of it at that point, right? Yeah. But
Facebook, as far as I know, they don't do that. They totally just delete. They just delete it.
Yeah.
And they're actually deleting a lot of stuff. Just the other day, they deleted a video of mine from 10 years ago. They said it was against. They said it was against terms of policy or whatever it was, and it wasn't because there was music in it.
I got one of my videos deleted from like 7 years ago. I was playing I had the music going in the background, and I was playing Black and Blue. I played the whole song, solo and everything. Actually, I ripped it pretty good. I was actually proud of myself when I did that. And that's been on there for like on my channel for like 7 or 8 years, and it's gone. So they ripped it. I was like, oh, okay. It's too bad. It was one of the best ones I did. Now it's gone, and I don't have it anywhere else. I don't. I didn't save any of that back then, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a pretty simple song to play, so it's not like.
Was it just you playing the song, or were you playing along? You were playing along to the commercial song,
right? So I had I
remember that video.
Yeah, I wasn't even divorced yet. I was still living in my old house. So this would have been like 2014, and I was down in my basement, which is where I had my martial arts studio, and then the other side,
yeah,
my guitar room, and I basically had a boombox playing Black and Blue, and I was just. You know, I was just playing along to the song, the whole song, and I played the whole tune, and I had the volume of my little Roland Microcube amp, which was a really cool little amp, by the way.
It is. Well, it was.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the Yamaha, you know.
Oh, that thing blows it away. Yeah. It's not even a contest, you know. But
yeah, I know.
But I had the volume set where you could hear Sammy's lyrics and you could hear the drums. But my guitar pretty much drowned out Ed's, so it was actually pretty cool. But
that's cool.
Yeah, but that's gone. I think they ripped it.
Well, they would have told you. You would have gotten an email.
I delete more emails than I read. If I see something from like YouTube, I usually just delete it normally. and I normally I should not do that because. Every time I get on my channel, I see that I have like 1 million questions on people are asking me stuff. And it's like, I apologize.
Yeah.
I got to get back to so many people that have questions on the videos that I've done.
Are you using the new YouTube studio?
I am. Yep.
Okay, good. Because they're updating that all the time. And actually they make it very easy for you to see all those like comments. You can actually pick comments that you haven't responded to yet. You can actually click that and see all the new ones you can actually go through, or ones that you have responded to. You can go through and because a lot of comments, people don't just leave one comment. They'll leave one and then maybe someone else will respond to it. And I've got entire threads in comments within the comment section, within just the individual comments. There's threads of people talking back and forth, and
yeah. I had a comment the other day. I've had some negative stuff over the course of the last.
No.
I had
on the internet.
I did a video. I had a guy. It's funny. A guy said maybe about 3 months ago. I did a video of my guitars, and the guy, I had some random dude troll or whatever. He gets on and he says, "Guy's got all that gear and he can't play for shit." That's what he said. And I was like, oh. I mean, it kind of hurts to hear that, because I'm not a professional guitarist. I mean, I've been playing for a long time, but I mean, a lot of these guys like Caleb and Liquid Charlie, and a lot of these dudes, I mean, even Pete, these guys are awesome.
Johnny Beane.
And Johnny Beane, of course. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. I'm more of a hobbyist, and I can play. I'm just, I never claimed to be any professional musician, but anyways, and then somebody said something. I did not the one I did on my green Sustainer guitar the other day, but the old tobacco one that I had. It was like this guitar, but it had a Fernandez Sustainer in it. I did a video of the Sustainer, and somebody said something like, "Why don't you play the damn thing?" Not, it was something like that, but that's actually, I was joking with. Who the heck was I talking to the other day on this?
Santa Claus?
It was Anthony Sajazi. You guys remember Anthony?
Of course, yeah. I just liked one of his Instagrams. Yeah.
We were talking about it, and he said something like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool," or something, or maybe it was Jared. I don't remember. And I said, "Yeah." I said the only problem with these Sustainer guitars. Is every time I pick the thing up, I never actually play the guitar. I just get into geek out mode, making noise with it, because it's it's so hard to actually not do that. You know?
Yeah. There's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I will play it, but it is what it is.
No, I know what you mean, man. There was the Schecter Sustainiac
Yeah,
guitar. I played at Guitar Center. Actually, there'll be a card again right above Rob of that guitar as well. Somebody just left a comment on that video the other day saying how they have one of those.
Mark Kazansky has one of those. I know
hmm
he has a.
They're great. They're great guitars.
Those have what the Sustainiac
Um,
in them, right? There's a Sustainiac.
it's the pickup. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the neck pickup. And then what you do is you hit the switch, and it basically it's like an Ebo. What I was just showing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got a magnet in there. It's got battery in there, 9 volt, and it just pulls, the string. So there's
Right,
a magnet pulling the string, and it just vibrates.
right. It's so cool.
And it's fun just to play with just that, just by itself. I know.
If you guys get on my Instagram or my Facebook, I did just a real short video a few days ago of my green one, and I just was messing around. I mean, they're so much fun to mess around with. But Fender Guru asked the question a while ago, Rob, are you under lockdown? Well, you must have jumped in halfway through, but technically not. Where we are, it's recommended that I want to get into this.
hmm
I want to have fun with the show when I get into that, but we're not really under lockdown per se. I'm a police officer, so I still have to go out and work, but my full-time job is canceled, or not is on hold. So I have a lot of free time to do my stuff and whatever, but I'm still working, when I can. And then Ben says, what style of martial arts do you study? Well, I've been studying for 33 years, and I've been teaching for about 26, 27 years. And I've studied a lot of styles: Taekwondo, Capoeira, some Brazilian stuff, Muay Thai, which is one of my favorites, Shotokan, Aikido Jiu-Jitsu, Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, I've studied a lot. Right now, I don't compete anymore. I used to compete. I used to do full contact kickboxing and Muay Thai, and some
hmm
of my students do the MMA stuff. So I train them, some of the younger guys, and I still spar, but I don't compete anymore just because I stopped doing that maybe 8, 9 years ago, whatever. I still enjoy it. I still train every day, but right now, pretty much just showed up.
You got tired of winning all the time, huh?
Huh?
You got tired of winning.
I won my fair share, but I also got my butt.
This is so boring. I just win. I just win all the time. It's boring.
It's funny whenever anybody. I mean, I've been practicing for so many years and teaching, and I always say, a lot of not to pick on the younger people, but a lot of the young people, and I thought the same thing. I was a cocky son of a gun when I was in my 20s. I really was. I got my first degree black belt in 1994. I was 21 years old, and
hmm
I was very humble in a lot of ways, but I was fighting, and I thought I was something else. But I'll tell you what, whenever you think you're the best, and I don't care if it's at martial arts or playing guitar or whatever it is, someone comes along and they'll put you down, and you realize you're not. And I don't care what it is. There's always somebody a little bit better. I mean, remember
Yeah.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
I mean, he was just awesome. I mean, he's still probably one of my favorite boxers. Well, Clubber Lang's my favorite. He'll be my favorite boxer ever. But yeah, I mean, he got his butt handed to him one day, and that was the decline. And but so anyway, right now I study Shotokan, karate, and Aikido Jiu-Jitsu for the most part, and I do personal training and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it.
That's cool. And you're not afraid,
And
not these days, but you're not afraid to walk down the street at night, huh?
I mean, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to go anywhere really, but I'm still very cautious, especially when I'm like, with my kids or,
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't care how much martial arts, or, how you feel about, I'll just say carrying, because I don't want to use that word, but whatever your feelings are on self-protection, it really doesn't matter what you do. I believe in always being prepared and being able to, I always want to protect my family, myself, whoever I'm with or whatever. But it's a tough world out there. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff going on. And even if you're not out and about. I mean, home invasions are through the roof these days. I mean, it's pretty scary stuff out there. And everybody just definitely needs to needs to stay safe and just be alert. Just be alert.
Well, these days, everybody needs to stay home.
Exactly. Stay home. Yeah.
Where's the? Let me make sure. Is this the code for that? Let me
Buster
see.
Douglas. Yeah, that was it. James Buster Douglas. Yeah.
Oh, that's not it. Dang it. What's the
Yeah.
code for it? YouTube actually has custom emojis for what's going on now.
Do they really? I haven't even seen that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You stay safe too. I'm just going through. I was yapping and a whole bunch of questions went through. Went through that with boxing, Rob. Very cool, 802. Yeah, I did. Actually, I started boxing before I did martial arts. I did boxing with my uncle, and when I was like 12, right up until I was 15, I was a boxer, or just I was boxing with him. He used to be an old Golden Glove. He taught me how to box, and then I got into martial arts at 15 years old, and then it was just like those were back in the Jean-Claude Van Damme days, and he was like my hero back in the 80s. That's why I can still do splits, because of Jean-Claude Van Damme. I did meet him, actually.
Wow.
The face. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Buster Douglas. That was the one. Clayton James Hicks. He says today is Straturday. You're right, Clayton. Yes, sir.
That's right, Clayton.
Sure.
That's right. I didn't get the code right. I'm gonna have to. There's certain codes for certain emojis. Actually, if I jump into YouTube itself, I can actually do them. But hey, there are a couple other things here. I saw something right here.
You're welcome, Ivan. Thank you very much.
Right there. Is that one of your friends on YouTube?
I think so. Appreciate it much. Help me. Yes. Ivan, I think you're the one that was asking me about the PS6 Harmonist. And again, on YouTube, guys, if any of you guys follow me on YouTube, I get so many notifications on my videos because I've done a lot of them. I mean, not as many as Johnny or over the years, but I've done a lot of videos, and I'm going to be doing more. And I've done them on the Eddie's Sound on the different guitars. My next one's going to be the Women and Children First guitars. I'm going to do one on that. But anyways, a lot of you guys ask me questions on YouTube, and I do try to get back to people, but they go by so quick, and I don't have a lot of time normally to sit down and go through all the questions. So if you do ask me a question on YouTube and I don't get back to you, message me on Messenger on Facebook, and I will get back to you. You can find me on Facebook pretty easy, or through Instagram. RobCJ5150 is my Instagram name. You can find me on Instagram, and I do a lot of guitar stuff on that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I shared your channel.
Yeah.
So you guys, make sure to subscribe to Rob.
But yeah, Ivan says the balance sound. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's a great sound. I mean, and I'm going to thank Craig Stofko from CHS Guitars and Chris Hubbard, both good friends of mine, for setting up my wet dry wet system. Yeah, it sounds it's really cool. I mean, Chris just called me the other day and gave me a tip of how I could even make it better and run one of my chords to the effects loop return on my PV 5150s. And as soon as I did, I was like, wow. So, but honestly, Johnny mentioned it a minute ago. I mean, the big rigs are great, but for you bedroom guitar players like me, who love to just, stay upstairs and jam and stuff like that, the Yamaha THR 10X, guys, that thing is the bomb. Seriously, man, that thing is freaking awesome. And you can get a really good tone out of it right out of the box. But if you get on the editor page and you do the edits, the balance sound, and again, Craig, CHS Custom Guitars, Craig Stofko, my good buddy, who's repainting my music, man. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Tell you about it. But or refinishing, I should say. He sent some incredible patches, and he's got a balance patch that literally sounds like my big rig here, just in a smaller package. And it's
wow,
it's incredible. Those are just great amps. I mean, Johnny, do you have one of those?
I do. Thank you to Michael Smith. Yeah.
Aren't they amazing? They're so freaking cool.
The
problem with them is,
incredible.
Guys, once you get them, you're never going to want to play on your big rig anymore because it's almost unfortunate. I played on this thing the other day. I did a little video on a real short thing because YouTube or Instagram cuts you off at a certain amount. But I did a little.
You get a minute. Although if you use IGTV,
Oh, is that how these guys are? See more. You click see more.
yeah,
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
download the IGTV app.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then you can do a 10-minute video on Instagram.
Nice. Okay, then that's going to change things. I'll do some longer tunes. But I did a thing the other day. I just did a little riff on the beginning of Up for Breakfast. I was like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Because I sat down the other day and I always love that song Up for Breakfast. I love the groove. It's just a cool, it reminds me of, it's a cross between Why Can't This Be Love and Good Enough, really. I mean, I think it's just a cool song. And I've never learned it.
Yeah.
And, I sat down and I figured out the whole thing, I pretty much the whole entire tune. It's a very easy song. So, but yeah, I'll have to download that so I can do the whole thing,
Nice. And then Bent has a thing here. Rob, do you think? Did you answer this? I don't know if you did. Do you think more LEO should learn martial arts?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I'm going to be a little careful how I answer this, but as a martial arts teacher, and being one for many years, I think a lot of the defensive tactics that they teach you in the academy is good, but it's definitely not enough. Because you got to remember, a lot of the people that you're dealing with out there, especially in the big cities and the big areas, these people, the bad guys, we'll call them. A lot of these people know what they're doing, and they're pretty tough people, and they've been practicing, and especially a lot of them, if you spend time in the prisons. I mean, I just got a new job in corrections. That's another topic we can get into, but I start that in a couple of months. That's my new full-time job. I got a job in a correctional facility, away from my house, believe it or not. But anyways, some of the people that are in jail that get out, I mean, what do you think these guys do all day? They lift weights, they stretch, they work on core, they practice march,
They grind their teeth.
They grind their teeth, and so to answer your question, I think any type of martial arts is good for anybody, not just a police officer, but I think I think it would be good, for more people to do it. But again, you got to want to do it too, though. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of police officers that I know, they like being a police officer, but they don't really practice with any of their equipment. Or they don't practice, their defensive stuff. Once they get out of the academy, they pretty much just go to Dunkin' Donuts and,
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
It does, actually. Not the coffee, the donuts stuff. And the only reason I say that is because I am a police officer. I have a lot of friends that are police officers. I've trained a lot of police officers and still do, and I've trained with a lot of them. So, I want to thank all of them and all the military people for their service, because without those kind of people, we wouldn't, we get a lot of good freedoms to do what we do. And so, but yeah. Dunkin' Donuts, Johnny. Let's go to Dunkin' Donuts. Actually, you guys don't have Dunkin' Donuts out there.
No, we do.
Do you? I didn't. When I was in Los Angeles last year, I didn't see it. Well, I know you're Santa Cruz, but I don't see any Dunkin' Donuts in LA.
No, we have Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
There's a million Starbucks, but
of course, yeah.
You know what I really miss though? In-N-Out Burger. Oh, every time I go to NAM or whatever, I'll be out there next year again. But that is such a good burger. Those are amazing. Yeah, Ben says not the coffee. Exactly. I used to love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Now it's either burnt or it's watered down. It's disgusting. That's why I go to Starbucks.
Yeah. Well, speaking of NAM, I don't think there will be a NAM this next year. There will not be a summer NAM. And I really don't, as far as right now, I really don't see a winter NAM for maybe even a couple years. And I hate to say that. Unless things really go good, I agree with Johnny. Summer NAM pretty much kissed that goodbye. That's Oh yeah.
They're talking about not even having football season this year, NFL. That's even being talked about now.
Oh, they canceled everything.
Yeah.
I mean, people say, the year is canceled.
Christmas has been canceled.
Oh no. Christmas is canceled?
Christmas vacation. You can't cancel that. Everybody has to have Christmas vacation every year. It's
Halloween is canceled.
Except for Michael Myers, he'll be out.
My birthday is canceled because I don't want to be 30.
Yeah. You still got a couple years on me. I'm going to be 28. It's so funny. I had someone actually tell me like a week ago. Someone told me a week ago. I won't say who it was. It was one of my neighbors actually. My daughter came down to visit. She came down with my son. I still see my kids obviously because we have a connection. But they came down and my neighbor came because I live in a condo. So the kids left after a couple hours or whatever, and my neighbor came out and said, "Oh, your family was down here." And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "That was my daughter and son." And she looked at me and she goes, "We thought that was your brother and sister." I said, "No, it was my kids." "How old are you?" And I said, 28. My son's 20 and my daughter's 15. So anyways, she says, "Wow, you don't look old enough to have, kids that age." And I
They're
said,
taller than you, huh?
"Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm only 5'8". And my son Connor's 6'4". My daughter's like six. No. She's like 5'9", 5'10". She's tall like my ex-wife. My ex-wife is 6 feet tall. Believe it or not. But well, I mean, I feel like I'm 28. I mean, I try to take good care of myself physically and mentally. I mean, I think a lot of it is how you take care of yourself. It's like if I'm not saying everybody has to be as eccentric as I am with working out, but a lot of it I think is how if what you eat, you got to be careful what you eat. You got to be careful
Yeah.
how you live your life. You do have to have some form of exercise involved in your life. And a lot of people say, well, I can. I actually had a martial arts student 8 years ago that was in a wheelchair. He was paralyzed from the waist down. And he wanted to do martial arts. And he would talk to me about it. I says, "Well, come on." He goes, "I can't do the kicks." And I said, "You don't have to do the kicks." I said, "But we can still do exercises." And I trained him in joint manipulations and throws. And he actually got to the point where somebody would come up from behind him and grab him by the neck. And he would literally do a throw over his shoulder, over the chair. He got so good. And he ended up training with me for a couple of years, and he got up to like brown belt. And then he ended up moving out of the area, and I kind of lost touch with him. But there's really no limitations. I don't care what kind of physical things that you deal with. There's always a way to stay fit and do something to better your life. And I believe there's always something you can do to make your life more enjoyable, physically speaking, and that rubs off mentally. It really rubs off mentally. That's just my way of looking at things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're in shape, Johnny. I mean, you hike. You go to the state park beach. I just saw your text the other day, and yeah, I mean, you run too, don't you? You run.
Wait, where is it?
Wait, is that your shirt or is that your arm? No, you got a little bicep there, yeah. That's funny.
No, we hike, we run, we do all that stuff, and it's great. Yeah, any kind of any of that anybody can do.
Johnny has to chase after Ned all the time.
Dude, that's why I told you. That's why before we jumped on here, that's why it took me 20 minutes. Ned got out.
Johnny's like, "Yeah, I'm ready in a couple of minutes." Like 45 minutes later, I'm like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. Well, first of all, I had to get out of bed.
No, I know. I'm kidding. I didn't.
I was having my breakfast in bed, which was what did I have? I had yogurt. I'm down to my rations. I had yogurt with almonds on it.
Yeah,
that was my
light too of my refrigerator.
That was my breakfast.
I'm eating toilet paper tonight for dinner. Actually, hot dogs wrapped in toilet paper.
You can put a hot dog right through the center of it.
Yeah, but if you put toilet paper in the microwave, it gets real soft. It tastes just like You know, like what are those the croissants? It's like a croissant, you know, like the little pigs in a blanket things.
Yeah. Ah, those sound good.
Yeah, they
But
do.
no, you don't want to microwave any of that stuff. You got to oven all that stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah.
We were talking about that the other day somewhere. Ovening the I don't know what it was. The hot pockets, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But no. Yeah, anything you guys can do to any kind of exercise or movement, because as I say, our bodies are made to move around,
yeah. It's healthy.
and anything you can do, you know.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments here of people going to the gym at 60 years old and um, you know, a lot of different things. And yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, hey, honestly, my martial arts teacher, my sensei, my teacher, who I still train with. I mean, I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks because he shut his dojo down with the pandemic and everything. But we
Hmm.
still talk and everything, you know, all the time. But I still try to train with him at least a couple times a month to keep my studies up. I mean, like, you know, he's a ninth dan, and he's 70 years old, and he looks basically like me. He's my size, basically. He's in phenomenal shape. He still does core. I mean, it's incredible. The guy's 70, and he still spars and does all this stuff. He's in great shape. He's got a six pack set of. It's like, wow. I mean, I want to be like that. I want to be like, I mean, I'm 46 and I want to be like that when I'm 70. So I'm going to keep on trucking. Hey, Bill, what's going on, buddy? Mr. Kelly,
Hey, man.
Van Hagar, William Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, from the amazing Van Halen Sammy Hagar tribute band. I can't wait to see you guys again, bud. There's another amazing guitarist right there. That guy is just incredible. He came out to my place a couple months ago.
Hmm.
Saw my place.
Hmm. That's cool.
Music therapy says, "Hey Rob, is that Taekwondo? My brother's sensei in the ninth as well." Da, 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 da. Well, I did Taekwondo. I have rank in Taekwondo, but uh, and I basically practice Shotokan karate, which is a Japanese style. It was very much like Taekwondo. The stance is a little bit deeper. Taekwondo is a Korean art, um, but I still do practice some Taekwondo. Yeah, I love all the flying kicks and stuff. I still try to do a lot of
Hmm.
that. But
Yeah, music therapy. Do you live in San Ramon? He says here in San Ramon.
oh, he's right around the corner from you, Johnny.
Well,
How far is it? Wait, actually, no.
well, it's actually it's actually just less than 2 hours north of me, but that's where I used to live. I used to live near there's like a little shopping center right there
Yeah.
by the Chipotle.
The Chipotle. Oh, I haven't been there.
Oh, which I miss. Yeah.
Oh, you know, it's funny because there's still places around here that do takeout. You can't go in and eat, but you can still get takeout. Uh,
Hmm.
and there's a pizza place, my favorite pizza place. And the funny thing is even when the guy's open, nobody ever sits in there. They just go in and pick up the pizza. And I'm like, oh, of all people that I wish could do takeout, you know, I wish it was him, and he's totally closed. Which I'm like, ah. But I mean, I certainly understand it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Horton jumped
Uh,
in here a minute ago, a little ways back. He said, "What's up, guys? Hey, Nick." And
hey, Nick.
kind of a cool segue into a interesting kind of somewhat mystery guitar that kind of came out of nowhere the other day. Well, a lot of us knew about it because as soon as I asked Johnny and Dave about it, they told me what it was, and I knew right away what it was, but I didn't put two and two together. So the other day, about 3 days ago, Nick messages me on Messenger. He goes, "Hey, check this out." And he sends me a picture of Eddie from the Diver Down tour playing his black and white striped Kramer. And I'm like, holy crap, what's that? You know, it's just like every once in a while, something comes out of nowhere that makes us just go, damn, I never saw that picture. It happens to me all the time. And I've been building these things for 20 something years, you know? And I had never seen a picture of Eddie playing that guitar, and I didn't quite put two and two together. So I messaged Johnny, and Dave, and I said, "Hey guys, you seen this?" And Johnny's like, "Yeah," and that's it. And Nick Horton sent me that. So thanks, Nick. I'm going to charge you for what it's going to cost me to build that thing because of you, I have to build one. So you're paying for it. I'm just joking. But thank you, Nick. It's really cool. You actually breathe a little coolness into our lives. Remember the blue and the blue Yamaha guitar from the Women and Children First with the red
Yep.
electrical tape? That's another one, kind of
Yep.
like this one. Johnny, you want to talk about it for a couple minutes?
Of course, yeah.
Because Johnny's the one that told me what it was.
Okay. So there it is right there in roughly what, 19, it's either 90 or 92 is when that picture was taken.
Yeah, those are the attic pictures. Yeah.
This one right here. That's the guitar. Right there. And yeah, I've seen pictures. It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Pretty rare to see pictures of this thing. Okay, there it is right there. Yeah, this is a little collage that Chris Hubbard made.
Yep.
But yeah, somebody posted some pictures from like their kind of like what you just did, their little scrapbook.
Yeah.
The other day, and this is two of the pictures that were in that.
Right.
And little do they know they're very, very rare pictures because you never saw Eddie playing that guitar ever.
And that is a Kramer guitar.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that guitar, doing a little research on it, what little bit there is out there, you'll notice that the back of the guitar is black. So it was more than likely a black Kramer. Now the input jack is on the top of the body. It's not on the side or it's on the top like a Strat, but it plugs in straight, not on an angle.
It's right there.
It has a toggle switch. So that's either a coil tapping switch or a kill switch because it can't be a pickup selector because there's only one humbucker. So it's got a tone knob, a volume knob, a toggle switch, which is probably a coil tapping unit, which I'm sure Eddie didn't have hooked up because he never did any of that. He just had a hot rodded Seymour Duncan type pop or a Gibson PAF in there. And Eddie never really got into the coil tapping things. But really cool guitar. Now, if you look at the side, like we said, it's striped on the top, black and white, but the back is black. Now, if you look at that time frame, 1982, what other guitars were painted like that with a VH on it? The yellow double neck, which you can see in the background of my guitar room right here, because I got mine on the wall. And there is a red double neck. There's my yellow one. I'm not going to pull it down right now, but and there was a red
in the
one.
Corner, yeah.
Those guitars were painted by a guy by the name of Ed Rowland. And I think he worked for Kramer at the time. And he painted these guitars in that same pattern. And he only did the top of the guitar and he left the back black. So that's painted exactly like that. And on the yellow guitar and the red guitar, actually the red guitar was painted on the back. I take that back. But on the yellow double neck in this guitar, there's a VH striped on the front, and they're both painted exactly the same. So I would bet dollars to donuts, not Dunkin' Donuts, but
Oh, I want some Dunkin' Donuts.
that was probably painted by the same guy, Ed Rowland, who painted the yellow double neck. I would bet on that. What do you think, Johnny?
Well, let me grab a picture of that one. Yeah, it sounds like to me. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the guitar that Rob's talking about. Let me see. Let's see if I can figure this out. How do you jump from one to the? Well, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I'm gonna start sharing again, and show you the other one.
Nick, while Johnny's looking for that, Nick says that's got to be the same neck on the Frankie right now. I doubt it, Nick, because Eddie was just in the process of working with Kramer, and he had so many of the. I mean, they were the lawsuit Kramer necks were gone. The Strat style Kramer necks, those were out because Kramer got sued on that. So they had to go to the classic beak neck or chicken hawk, as Paul Unkert called them, because he's the one that cut them. And Eddie had a million of those. I doubt that that's the same It's actually not the same neck that was on there, because that neck is still on there today, and Eddie's jump neck is in private hands now, so it's definitely not the same neck. And that's the yellow double neck, built by Paul Unkert and painted by Ed Roland.
So it's the same striping.
Yeah, same exact.
It is, isn't it?
It is. Well, I mean, yeah, basically, with the VH is pretty much in the same spot, and he just goes over the corner, like if there was binding. There's no binding on that, but just goes over the corner like a binding would, and then it stops right about here, and then the rest of it is black. So it's basically that type of a paint scheme on the side to the back. And that's how Ed Roland painted those guitars. Yeah, that is pretty similar, Johnny. It almost looks like the same pattern, just condensed a little bit more because it's not a double neck. Body smaller.
I wish we could get like a. Well, I mean, I guess I could do it, but get like a side by side.
Well, here, I'll go grab mine too, so you guys can check it
out. Oh, okay. Okay.
Mine is pretty much exact to what the real one is.
Oh, here's a new picture. Let me grab this. Actually, David Bertinelli. He just posted a picture that he took.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just now.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's grab that real quick. And that's Valerie's brother. Can show that. And actually, it's from Diver Down as well. It's not the same guitar, but but he just. Let me grab that. Yeah, he just posted this just now.
He's always got some cool stuff.
Share screen. Well, yeah, he took a lot of pictures of Van Halen back in the day.
James says, "What's the or Papa Blue says, what's the 3 single coil ones?" Hard to tell. Eddie had so many cameras back then.
There you go.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, Valerie's brother just posted this just now. It's a picture he took from 1982. There's Eddie. There's Michael Anthony. Look, man, look how high. Look how high he is, man.
Eddie used to get some serious height. And that's not even jumping off the drum riser.
That's just jumping, yeah.
Yeah, as far as we know. Yeah.
So yeah, David Bertinelli on Twitter. Very cool.
Pictures.
Very cool. So anyway, okay, so there you go. You got that. Let's grab that other picture again real quick. Where are we? And hello to some of you, Papa Blue, Football Legends. Oh, Football Legends. There'll be a card right above Rob. We did a video talking about that Yamaha guitar. This is probably what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
About that, yeah.
There'll be a video on playback, and you can check that out. It was a very cool guitar as well.
Hall of Fame, you would not be surprised to learn that split coils were used in the Diver Down tour. I agree with you. Hard to say. I mean, Eddie.
There he is.
Very well could have. Eddie had an interesting sound back then.
Let's see. How can I get you and that together? I can't. Well, here. I'm going to jump out. It's going to be you and this. Okay?
Okay.
And then
maybe like a couple of seconds.
Real quickly. Okay. Take it away.
All right. So this is the yellow double neck replica that I've had for a couple of years now. Chris Lock body, Kramer neck, custom 12-string aluminum neck. It's not a real aluminum, it just painted the way, but basically Zeddy's was. But we'll get back to the paint scheme. So I've had this guitar. It's 12-string on the top, and the bottom 6-string. This was Eddie's Cathedral guitar that he started playing in the Diver Down tour. And there was 2 of these built. There was a red, black, and white one with a big VH on the back, and there was the yellow one. This is the one that he used mainly. This is a guitar that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I finally did one a couple of years ago. So it's 12 string on the top, 6 string on the bottom, and this he also played the song Secrets on this. So he played he played the song Secrets on the 12 string, and then he would do the solo on the 6 string. But paint job wise, if you look at the stripe job, this guitar was painted by Ed Rowland, who I think worked for Kramer at the time, and he worked with Paul Unkert. And Paul Unkert, a friend of mine who actually built this guitar. Look at the picture of the white and black guitar right there that we're talking about. Diver Down Tour, same stripe pattern. See how the paint job goes over, just over the side, and then it's completely black on the back, because this is what the real one looks like. This is a pretty much almost identical replica, except Eddie's has a Rockinger tremolo on the bottom. This is just a Washburn kind of a copy, but it's basically the same thing. It's got a Schaller Badass bridge with a 12 string, which is what Eddie's was. But you notice the similarities between the VH on the body and the real thin black stripes. I would bet, hands down, that these guitars were both painted by Ed Rowland, along with the red, white, and black one too. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. So this particular guitar just kind of came out of nowhere. Like I said, Nick Horton sent me the picture the other day, and I had seen those attic pictures, but that just happened to be one of those guitars. I was like, oh, just another one for Eddie's collection. I don't think he ever played it, but come to find out, he did. And I never saw any live pictures of Eddie playing that guitar, so I thought it was pretty cool when I saw that. So right off the bat, I started texting Johnny and Dave and Hubbard and a couple of other guys, and I was like, guys, you see this? I even texted Scott Smith, who's a real good friend of mine. And I'm not sure if Scott had seen that picture, but I think he kind of knew that Eddie did play it. But Eddie would play. Eddie had you got to remember, back in those days, 1980, 81, 82, 83, before he went with Kramer, he was really doing a lot of different things. He was playing a whole bunch of different guitars, and he was having a lot of different guitars built for him. Now, in 82 was when he pretty much made the jump to go to Kramer. If you listen to the Jazz Oberlit 82 phone conversation, he says at the end, he says, please say that I'm endorsing Kramer guitars. So Kramer was really just pumping them out for Eddie at the time. He had the Kramer Ad Frankie that was built, which was supposed to be built like the Frankenstein. It was supposed to be a copy of that guitar for the most part. And he played that on the South American leg of the Diver Down tour. And then he was kind of experimenting with the Rockinger bridges on some of the Kramers, the multicolored tape guitar, which is a 2 pickup guitar. He was kind of going to the rear loaded stuff, minus the pickguard stuff. And then he had Kramer was just cranking out the Frankenstrat style. They had the Vetus guitar, they did the auction guitar, the blue headstock Frankie. There was a whole bunch of other guitars like that they were cranking out. And Eddie was just kind of toying with them all. So this particular guitar, Kramer must have built around the same time built this, and Eddie probably played it on a couple of shows. If you go back to 1980 with that blue Yamaha guitar that Johnny and I were talking about, that we did a show on a few years ago with a red electrical tape, that was during the Diver Down tour, and Eddie didn't know anything about Kramer. Well, he wasn't with Kramer in that time. Or in 1980, actually, it's before so it was Women and Children First. He didn't know anything about the Kramer guitars then. So that Yamaha guitar was probably just something. Johnny's got a jacket on.
Hey, yeah, I was cold, but now I'm hot.
Somebody probably gave him that blue Yamaha guitar, and Eddie just like threw some red tape on it and like, hey, let's try it out. So this guitar was obviously something Kramer did for him, because it is a Kramer guitar. I'm on the hunt for one of these now. It's hard to find the ones with an input jack right on the top of the body like that. And it's got a maple.
That's a commercial guitar. Was that a
guitar? Yeah, I believe it's a Pacer. It's a Pacer body. It was a short run that they did of the Pacers. It would be really interesting to see what the back cavity of that is. My guess is it has the 5150 style cavity route, not the Beretta route. That would be my guess, but I don't know.
There you go, Mike.
So that's about as much as we know about that guitar, but it's obviously stayed in Eddie's collection all these years. So pretty neat.
Who should I tag?
Yeah. Gosh, I got to put that guitar down. It's too damn heavy. Can't even hold
A
it.
heavy guitar, man.
I was actually playing that guitar the other day. I was playing Secrets. Great song.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, and here's another picture of that guitar. I forgot about this one. And again, talking about that blue Yamaha guitar, we'll put a I'll put there'll be a card for that video on playback.
Look at that. There's the original Bumblebee that was buried with Dimebag. There is the multicolored tape Kramer with a Rockinger bridge, purple pacer. The single coil Kramer behind that. And then there's the, what do we even call that guitar, Johnny? We call it the Kramer black and white diver down pacer. I don't know what we call
The new one?
Yeah.
I would just call it the black and white diver down.
Oh,
I guess.
Yeah, and then right next to that, there's this guitar.
Look at that. Is that thing working?
No. It's not wired.
Oh.
I built this back a couple years ago, maybe. I just out of parts. This is actually more of a wall hanger than anything else. I got the body from I got the neck from Nesdal, and this body is an old Kramer Z like 3000 body I had kicking around, and I was almost going to throw it out, but I'm like, hey, this would be a perfect project for this guitar. Now this was a sustainer, I believe, that Eddie had in there. Was a Kramer.
That's a Kramer sustainer pickup.
Yeah. So I basically just I just painted this up myself, and I mean I can make it play. I just haven't I haven't wired it up because it's not one of my favorites. It was just something to do, just something to.
I like it.
Yeah, just something to.
I think it's cool.
Together. But this is what it looks like actually. So interesting guitar.
Steve Carmichael.
He wants to know if I can show my pound cake drill. Oh, it's dead. Is it? Yeah, this is the same one Eddie had. I painted it myself years ago. Eddie had a whole bunch of them. This is one that he had in I think the Balance era. So I kind of went off of this stripe job. It's a cool drill. It works. I mean, it's the exact model, and it sounds really neat when you plug it in. Battery's dying though.
Do you actually use it when you fix your guitars? Is that the drill you use?
No, actually, I don't. I don't even use this one. That's just for show.
There we go.
Hellface says that looks like a mix 1984 and a Music Man. Which guitar you talking about?
I don't know.
We're just waiting to find which one he's talking about.
Man. And actually, I'll go ahead and grab the. Let's see, how would I say that? Yamaha. The video that we did talking about that blue guitar. I'll put the video in the chat. So if you got anybody that wants to watch that one right away. It's a Yamaha Van Halen.
John Woolware says, Rob, this Ed Roman you're speaking of, is that the guy who's down in Vegas? Ed Roman? No, I said Ed Roland, not Ed Roman. Ed Roman's the guy that did all the. I think he passed away, but he's the guy that was down in Vegas. He had the guitar shop, Roman's Guitars. I think he's still open. I don't know who the kid that's running it now, but no, Ed Roland, not Roman. Ed Roland. He's a guy that worked for Kramer. Two separate people.
Let's see, where is that?
I think it was it Steve that was saying the pound cake drill has a slow wind down instead of just stopping like modern. Yeah, that's what I like about these drills. It doesn't just stop. It actually, you know, it doesn't just go. It actually winds down, and they don't. It's hard to find those these days. It's funny if you listen to Ed play pound cake on the because that battery is not charged up all the way. It should be faster than that. But on the Arsenio Hall show, was it? That wasn't Arsenio Hall. Arsenio Hall, like
MTV Awards.
Yeah, the MTV
the VMAs. That's what
Hall like introduced them. You can hear
Yeah.
Ed drill, and it's like the battery's almost dead on the thing. It's so funny because it doesn't. It's not in tune with the. Well, not that the drill was in tune, but you know what I'm trying to say. It was definitely like not like it sounds on the album or when he normally played, which is kind of cool. So my guess is the battery was really low.
On the album, though, I think the drill is in tune. I think that's one of the reasons, one of the cool things about using that is that actually it wasn't like out of place. And you know the reason why they did that, the reason why they stuck that in there is because it made the effect, the sound of like a mixer,
right?
Like mixing up,
yeah,
the ingredients. That's why they did that.
Exactly. I actually forgot about that. It's funny. Bill Kelly, William Kelly's. I'm sure he's still in. When Pete Caruccio and I always joke with him because he's such an amazing guitarist, but I don't know. We saw him maybe a couple years ago when they played in Massachusetts, and at the time he was using a drill, and it sounded so weak. It sounded like a dentist drill. It was like zzz, zzz, zzz. And then of course then he kicks into the song and he just kills it because he's an amazing guitarist. But we were like, dude, you got to borrow our drill next time for pound cake. So I think he did. I think he used my drill or he used Craig's or one of the others. Now he's got a different drill, but we always used to joke on him, don't bring the dentist drill when you play pound cake tonight. I'm not picking on it. It's just funny because it sounded like zzz, zzz.
Yeah. Well, even the one that Vic Johnson uses when they play pound cake, that doesn't sound correct. That one stops.
I'll leave that one alone. But
that one doesn't die down like you were just saying. That one just is just zzz,
it just stops. Yeah, there's no wind down.
Yeah, doesn't sound exactly right. But that's one of those smaller ones though. So it is, you know, I understand it makes it easier for live, you know, for performing live.
Yeah.
And then okay, so that should be the video right there if you look in the chat. That should be the video we were talking about for the Van Halen Yamaha guitar that we were talking about. Yeah. Yeah, we did that May 3rd of 2017. So almost 3 years. Almost 3 years, that one, yeah.
That picture came out on a Wednesday. By Thursday morning, Hubbard already had one painted on. This is so funny. Remember that?
Yeah.
The next day, he actually had the guitar in hand. I don't remember if it came. I don't think it was blue. I think he painted it blue.
The next day.
Baby blue that he put the red electrical tape on it. I actually got to play that guitar because when he came to my house a few months later, I played it. Then he ended up, he gifted it to Scott Smith because Scott was like, oh, I got to do one of those. And Hubbard's like, you just have this one. So he gave it to him. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, pretty neat.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And those, I like those Yamahas.
What is that? What's the model of that again, Johnny? A Yamaha. What is it?
Oh, man. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, he's looking for it. You got to remember, back in that time, Women and Children First, the Invasion Tour is 1980. Ed was playing the Frankie. He was playing the Star guitar. He was playing the Bumblebee. He's playing a Les Paul. Les Pauls. He played several. He had the Destroyer. He was still playing. Eddie was kind of all over the place. He did not know what he wanted. He was in a peak mode of tinkering. He had his Frankie, and that was his main guitar. But he was just ripping guitars apart, cutting them up, sawing off the bars off of 335s. He was doing all kinds of weird stuff back then. So you got to remember, companies were throwing themselves at Eddie Van Halen back in those days. There it is.
Might have been one of these.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which is a Yamaha.
Well, this is 3000. That's it. That's the one.
SF3000.
Yep. So you can bet, like I said, Fender was after him, Charvel was after him, Schecter was after him. I'm sure Yamaha was. So my guess is Yamaha probably just gave him a guitar. Hey, check this out. And he striped it up and then just, played it live a couple of times or that one time.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Because that was before he was with Kramer.
Right.
And a lot of companies were after him to endorse their guitars.
And Eddie was in peak form of the tinkering stage of trying to find, what gave him that magic sound. Like I said, he had his Frankie and that was his main guitar, but he was cutting all kinds of guitars up and trying everything back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to know if Eddie still has that guitar, huh, Johnny?
That'd be interesting. Well, where's that picture of his rack? If we look real close, maybe it's hanging up there. Although maybe you or Hubbard would have actually have used a microscope and you would have known if it's there or not.
I've never seen that guitar in Ed's repertoire, as I just missed it. I don't think anybody's seen that. But
let me see. Well, because there's a lot of guitars that we kind of smash together because you're looking at it from an angle. Well, or something like that. It could be in a case.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No problem, John. Nick Horton says, Rob, Johnny, if I can't get satisfied with the action on my Music Man Axis, in your guys' opinion, should I sell it for an EX model? I mean, the action is an adjustment, dude. You don't sell the guitar just because you can't the action right. That's adjustable. As far as your action is concerned, it's a combination of your truss rod. It's a combination of your Floyd height. You might need a shim under the neck. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things. I'll explain that in a minute when I talk about this guitar, how I got the action. Because this is an Indonesian body with a USA tilt back PV neck, and hopefully I can give you a little bit of advice. But I mean, I don't know, Johnny, you can answer it too, but I mean, it's not a guitar issue, it's a setup issue, right?
It's a setup issue unless the neck is broken. You can have a broken truss rod in there.
That's true.
You can have a neck that's the warped.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's the
backbone something, or
if well, I mean, you can have a back bow, but if it's broken, then it's there can be times where it's useless. And
that's true. I've actually had a couple necks that are totally shot. Yeah, you're right.
And you can get rid of the neck. You can get just another neck for it.
Yep.
I mean, the setup on my Music Man is terrible, but that's just the way I've played it. All these years.
Johnny's an incredible guitarist, so you can give him a guitar that's set up like ass, and he'll still play it and make it sound great. Me, I got incredibly low action. It's got to be perfect, and then I can play it. But Johnny, everybody tells me that Johnny's guitars have actions like mile off the fretboard, and he still plays it incredible.
Yeah, well, I'll play anything.
Yeah,
I mean, I play to play, but what am I looking for? The guitar. Let me look at that picture and see if it is on here.
Yeah.
The one we showed earlier.
Yeah, we're still looking for that one. Yeah.
Although I don't know. I would think somebody would have spotted that. Actually, well, let me see. There's this one.
We'll go hang these guitars back up.
Okay. 70 people in here. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like this stuff. We love talking about this stuff. We love Van Halen guitars. We love guitars in general. Guitars and gear and music. And
I don't like Van Halen guitars. I hate them, really.
Wow. Okay, so I don't see it within this lineup of pictures, but then there's a couple other ones. Okay, it's not in that one. No, I don't see it. Actually, this one.
Oh, look at this neck. Johnny, look at this neck.
Oh, look at that.
Number 2. Don't talk about that. I don't have to go number 2. I just is showing number 2. I already went like 15 times today. That's the best thing when you work out like I do. You're never constipated, believe me. Never happens. It just doesn't happen.
Never.
Well, if you eat like a ton of cheese, kind of binds you up a little bit, but okay, we gotta stop. How did we get talking about that?
You were talking about that.
Hey, Johnny, you like my new cup? Darth Vader.
Oh, look at that.
My new Darth Vader cup. Come to the dark side.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so here's another picture that's kind of.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. There's the double neck Kramer.
There's the double neck right there.
Look at all the bass guitars. There's a couple Steinbergers down there too. See the headless necks?
Well, that's one of those double neck Steinbergers.
Oh, that's the double neck Steinberg. Okay, I forgot about
Yeah, you can tell because one neck is slightly shorter than the other.
Yep. Eddie's Mutant Children. Is that's out of the? Oh gosh, I got that magazine somewhere here. Now that you got me thinking about it, that's a great book too.
It's the Buyer's Guide.
Yes.
1990. Is it 3 or 4? Late. I remember buying that magazine at Guitar Center, and I remember walking out of Guitar Center with that magazine.
That's such a great book. I have it too. Here it is. Of course, I have the magazine. Here it is.
There it is. Yeah.
93, 94.
Yeah. 93, 94.
That's a great book. Yeah.
I haven't seen that magazine for years. Are there any other pictures in that aren't really online?
Yeah, I'm checking now. Hold on, I got to find the spot. Let's definitely. Oh, here we go. So we got.
Hey, man.
We got this picture of Ed, which is kind of like the cover.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that picture's online. Everybody's seen that one.
He was in a Music Man phase there, obviously. Here's this one.
Hey, dude. Stay safe, man.
Yeah, stay safe, bud. That's got some. What's that white body right there sitting on the bench? See that, Johnny?
The white body. That looks like. I think that's a Sambora. Look at it. It's a Kramer. It has like the star on it, like the Sambora Kramers.
Yep.
And then there's a silver tone like what I have on the bench there.
Yep. Definitely some cool stuff. I forgot about some of these pictures. And then there's this. Oh, this is another cool one. Look at this one.
Mm-hmm.
I look like Steve Anderson now. Steve's always got his mug in the pictures when he shows guitars, which I think is cool. I'm not picking on him. I love Steve. Good guy.
Oh, Steve's awesome.
But that's got some of the rare Kramers too.
Where's that picture? Yeah, that's very similar to that other picture.
Yeah, that's got that.
Who's this? I saw this guy last night. One of these guys.
Oh, Jason
McNamara.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
Right outside 5150. And there's this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I just saw that one here too. If you look closely on that one, well.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, if it was a color, it'd be even easier to tell.
I know, because it's black and white.
Look at this. It's got like a stack of striped bodies. So cool.
I know.
That's pretty much.
I know.
Oh, look at this one. I forgot about this one. Look at this one, Johnny.
That's the one I just showed.
Oh, that's the one you showed?
That's the one I was just showing.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. That's right. Hey, Johnny, look at this picture. I think that's all the pictures that were in this magazine. Yeah, that's it for the magazine.
Okay, so there's that one. This is the one you were just showing. Yeah, if this picture was in color, it'd be really cool.
The one I showed is bigger, though.
Well, yeah, I'm zoomed in.
Oh, okay. Look at all the Kramer bodies. Yeah, that's so cool. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of guitars that were built with those bodies that are out there.
I'll bet you if you were ever lucky enough to, or if any of us were ever lucky enough to be at Eddie's studio, I bet you we'd see some guitars that would literally blow our minds. Like, whoa, he's got one of the, I mean, that new book that came out, Johnny, you know the one I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to say the name of it?
I wouldn't.
Okay. Well, the new book that came out talks about how many guitars, I have the book, but talks about approximately how many guitars. There's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds that Eddie has. And I'm just sure the collection is just amazing, you know.
Man, you can almost look at that. You can almost see like what's in there.
A ton of Strats.
Like, what's that one? What's this one right here? I know it sucks. It sucks because you can't see it.
He's got so many striped guitars, though, that, you know, I mean, Johnny and I have a friend that's, oh, see the Snake Dragon way over to the left, right next to the Destroyer? There's a Snake
right
Dragon.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm having that guitar built right now. It's Chris Locke is finishing up the body and neck, and then it's going to Jeff Rich to paint. So I should have my Snake Dragon by midsummer, beginning of midsummer, hopefully. Johnny and I have a friend that has been to 5150, and he basically has told me that Eddie's got so many striped guitars. You know, a lot of them were gifts too. I mean, a lot of people over the years, not just fans, people would stripe guitars and then give them to him. I mean, Eddie's got some striped Music Mans before the original Axis prototype was made. Because remember, Johnny, like in the beginning, Ed was, oh, there's a cool picture of Ed and Hartley Peavy. Click on that one, would you? Where Ed's sitting on the amps. That's a cool picture.
That's not Hartley. That's a guy, that's like a dude that like, helped set up his studio or something.
He's playing Ed's number one. Yeah, that's his number one Peavy. That's cool.
I forget what the guy does. It says on the website. The guy
changing his underwear right after that. I'll bet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's another picture of him right there.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Now, I was at Mitch Malloy during the Mitch Malloy sessions pre-Sharon. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But Music Man, before they came out with the original Axis, the unfinished body, they had striped up a bunch of guitars for Eddie, and Ed didn't want them. So I bet you he's even got some of those. I would imagine. You know, some of the original Music Mans.
Oh, wait a minute. This is almost like that picture we were looking at, but it's in color.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So you can kind of almost see down. Oh yeah, we were just looking at this one earlier.
But if you look down the line, Johnny, right there, don't go back the other way. On the other side of the Destroyer, there is a blue guitar there.
See, right there. Yeah.
Hard to, I don't know. It's a horn doesn't quite look right, but
no, and it's got a pickguard on it.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a Music Man Stingray bass right in front of it.
Yep.
And then this guitar here.
Yeah, that's in the Guitar Aficionado magazine.
Yeah. I think this was like one of the first guitars that he tried painting. I think.
Maybe.
This one right here. There's a story how he talks about how he put paint thinner on it and swirled it around and it made this finish. Actually, he
Oh yeah, I forgot.
he actually used that guitar for the photo shoot for the first album.
Yep.
Actually, there was
He says, "Imagine Mitch Van Malloy." I loved the Panama session, and even the, the other one. I thought he sounded awesome in that. That's my opinion, but look at the unfinished bodies, Johnny, on the right side of that guitar we're talking about. Those are some of those 1981 Boogie Body unfinished Strat rear-loaded guitars that he was tinkering around with around the days of the Rude and the Circles guitar.
mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that whenever they see an unfinished Strat body, with a Strat style input jack placement, they think that's either the Rude or the Circles. One of them was obviously, but not necessarily. Eddie had a whole bunch of those guitars, unfinished bodies, and in the Guitar Man magazine, it's still got some. Most of them were made by Boogie Bodies, I think.
Right.
That's pre-Kramer. That was 1980, 81. Yeah, that's a cool picture right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's another picture. I just remembered talking about that guitar right there. Why is this? Where is this?
Thank you, Fender Guru. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. This actually is a pretty cool show. I'm having a lot of fun just talking about this stuff.
Well, that's why we do this, because we
Yeah.
have a lot of fun. Oh, look at all these messages. I get so many messages on Facebook.
Hang on one sec. I'm just going to use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Be right back.
Okay. Then I'll grab this other picture here really quickly. And again, thank you everybody for watching this stuff. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Do you guys hear that? If you're watching this on Facebook, leave a thumbs up. Follow the page. If you're watching Johnny Beane TV on Facebook. Okay, where's that other picture? There's a picture somebody posted just the other day on my I've got a oh, here we go. Those messages on Facebook. Make sure to forward this message to 30 people. Where are we? I've got a really cool Van Halen group on Facebook. Right here. Make sure to join that group. A lot of cool people in there. It's pretty much it's like a Roth era group. Because that's how it was when I got it. Somebody gave me when they gave it to me, and I've left it like that. A lot of cool people over there though. But there's a picture that somebody just posted. And Rob, I don't know if you even saw this.
I'm back.
Let me know if you even saw this picture. This is very cool. Where is it? We get so many posts in here. Oh, and there's that one too. Man, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about that I forgot about. Oh, there you are. There was that picture. Let me find the one I was just talking about.
Okay.
Here it is. Look at this.
I got a text message, not in the chat. Somebody wants me to talk about this guitar. I will in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Relax. I will in a minute.
Did you see this? Are you in my Van Halen group on Facebook?
I am.
The 78 to 84?
Yes.
Okay, then you probably saw this.
Oh, I know what you're going to show me.
Somebody posted this.
Yep.
Ed Moss posted this.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, that is that's a cool picture.
That's from the photo shoot.
Photo shoot from
the first album
videos, right?
Well, Look at that. It actually almost looks like they're posing there. It doesn't look like they're actually playing. It looks like they're
Maybe. Can you zoom in a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the guitar though. Look at that.
But yeah, look at that. That's that guitar I was just talking about.
All right. So yeah, so he had that back in 77, 78.
He had it before then. Like I was saying, I think that's one of the first guitars that he messed around with. They tried repainting.
Yeah.
Mike's wearing bell bottoms. Well, they're all wearing bell bottoms. But yeah, that's a cool.
During this time, I've learned 0 Eddie Van Halen riffs. Tom, I bring the stupidity. No, I'm in that group. I'm in that group too. I bring plenty of stupidity. Yeah, that's a cool pic, though. I had never seen that picture until that. I hadn't. So there's
No, I'd never seen it either. Never seen it either.
A lot of pictures out there that are starting to come into fruition. You know, people's like the black and white Kramer that we were talking about a little while ago. You know, pictures that people took themselves that they've had in their collections for all these years, and now all of a sudden they're coming out. You know, it's like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got platform shoes on. Yeah, I know. That's back when Roth was like telling the guys to wear all those clothes, and they did Ed and Al and Mike did a in the studio thing back on, of course, all the Van Halen albums, and Redbeard was the guy that interviewed him, and they're back in '96, huh?
What year? 96?
Well, a lot of them were done in '96, but then they would do 15th anniversaries. Like then they did the 5150 and whatever it was. But they did one, and Ed and Al were talking about Ed's exact words were, "Okay, Dave, if that's what you want me to wear, okay." You know, it's like Dave was always telling them to wear this, wear that, and they were just like, "Hey, we just want to wear jeans and a t-shirt," you know, like. And Ed wore the same blue shirt, like, you know, for like. It's just funny because Dave was always into the look, you know, and Mike, Mike, Ed, and Al, they just would either not wear a shirt at all, or you know, just wear like a t-shirt or you know, whatever. Is always pretty. They're always pretty laid back. You know, it's pretty interesting. It's funny because when Sam joined the band in 85, when they went on tour in '86, when you look at them in the 1988 tour, you know, Sam was wearing this like yellow like sport jacket with the tight, you know, yellow pants and all the kind of the cool baggy parachute pants and stuff. And Ed was wearing these striped up jams, and it just he kind of went into this kind of a, you know, they're having so much fun, I think, back in those days, and writing so much cool music, and they were all getting along like best friends. You know, they were all kind of experimenting with interesting clothes and stuff. It's kind of cool.
Well, that was the style then too.
That's true. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you know, this type of
yes, exactly. That's what it is. Right. Exactly. Look at the clothes. Yeah.
like, yeah, that's a cool.
Yeah. I never seen that one. That picture. Yeah.
That's
cool.
That's a cool picture.
Yeah, it is. I like that one.
They're actually they're in like a shower
Together.
Yeah, look behind them. All the water's on. All the faucets are on. Look at that. So it's probably like in like an arena, or like a sports arena.
Yeah.
Like look at Eddie's pants. They're all wet.
Oh, Ed, you should have went to the bathroom before the show. Johnny knows what I'm talking about. That's probably a lot of you do too.
Yeah.
Fruitcake Tony, what's up?
Tony, I just saw you just uploaded a video, man. What was it? I'll post the link in the thing here. How come you don't have the Michael Anthony Tabasco bass?
I was actually somebody just so funny. I swear there's like a frequency that people are on. Somebody just asked me that the other day. Hey, they didn't say the Tabasco bass. They said, when are you going to do the Jack Daniels bass? And you know, I would love to do one. I've actually been kind of getting into bass guitar a little bit, kind of messing around with that because I've always wanted to learn how to play bass. You know, I love that picture to the right, Johnny, the one with Sammy in the yellow shirt. You only got a little piece of it. Yeah, that's a cool pic. That's Monsters of Rock tour.
Yeah. Well, these all are.
Yeah.
Those are both monsters.
Sammy still has that guitar, as far as I know, that red Kramer Beretta.
That's monsters. Yeah, I think Vic Johnson plays that when they play Cabo.
Really?
I think he plays that guitar because I think it has a Music Man neck on it now.
Yes, Sammy had.
Right? Or no. No. Oh, no.
No,
I'm
that's
thinking about Sammy had a Music Man silhouette that had the 5 stickers on it. That's what I'm thinking about.
Sammy also, when Ed went with Music Man in 90-91, in the 91-92 for Unlawful tour, Sam had a black Kramer Beretta that he actually cut the headstock in half and put 2 tuners on the bottom, like a 4x2 Music Man.
Was it that one?
I think it was that one. So in 90 something, early 90s, Sam cut the pointy headstock in half and put 2 tuner. I don't know if Sam did it or Ed did or whoever, probably Ed. Cut the headstock in half and made it a 4x2 like a Music Man. There's video of Sam playing that. I thought that was so cool.
It looks like a You know why that he probably did that was because Eddie was playing the Music Mans then.
Well, probably.
And so to make it look more like a Music Man guitar, that's probably why they did that.
Yeah.
That's why I got that one and the other one confused, because I think the other one is a what do you call it?
Yeah, yeah, that picture right there is a really cool one too. I actually have that picture framed, but
that's probably a picture of your picture because it looks like it's framed.
Yeah, it probably is because I took a picture. Actually, that probably is. That's probably my picture, which is right up there. You know, it's funny you said that, Johnny, because I never thought of that until you just mentioned that.
I'll find a picture.
When Eddie left Kramer, the way I understand it, there was a little bit of headbutting. The way it all kind of went down. I don't know the details, but I've heard there was a little bit of some issues. So with Sam still playing the Kramer guitars, because Sam just pretty much followed Ed, because Ed, you know, when he joined the band, Sam was like, okay. I mean, he was still playing his Deane guitars and some of the other ones, but he fell in love with that red Kramer. And he had some other Kramer guitars. So when Ed left Kramer and went with Music Man, I'm sure Ed was like, hey, don't be playing the Kramers anymore. So they probably said, let's just cut the headstock off and make a 4x2 so it looks a little bit more Music Man-ish. I bet I never thought of that until you said that. I bet that's why they did it.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, look at 95 when Ed went with Peavy. He switched over to Peavy from Music Man, and then he started putting electrical tape over the Music Man logo, you know, because he was still playing as Music Man towards the end, and he would break out the Peavies for Not Enough and Can't Stop Loving You, and then that was into the tour a little bit because he played Can't Stop Loving You on a Music Man with like it was a weird looking Music Man. It had like tone knob and a bunch of other like switches on it. But then he switched over to the Peavy, and by the end of the tour, he was playing the Wolfgangs exclusively. But if you watch the Toronto 95 show, he played his number 2 amber flame top Music Man. It wasn't the number 1 quilt top. Had 5150 stickers on it, but it was a flame top, which he was actually practicing backstage in 93. But he had black electrical tape over the Music Man logo because he was technically playing with Peavy. And his 5150 Kramer, when he went with Music Man, back up again a few years, didn't he have black electrical tape over the Kramer logo for a while, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Then he had a Music Man logo on it because they repaired the headstock, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when Ed broke the headstock on the 5150 Kramer, I mean, I have mine over there, my 7-tuner replica. Music Man repaired it, and they actually covered up the Kramer logo. And then when Ed left Music Man, he ripped off the interesting story. I gotta show you guys this because this is actually kind of cool. So when Ed left Music Man, here's my 5150 Kramer. So when Ed left Music Man, he ripped off the Music Man logo that was covering the Kramer, and it left this little piece of residue here. So that's what that is. That's left over from the Music Man logo, believe it or not. Because Music Man repaired the brake, whatever, the brake right here when it split. And Ed used Gatto tuners on the back of on his 5150 Kramer. So he moved the 6 tuner down here, and they ended up throwing a Schaller double tab tuner, which is what this is. Come on. Threw a Schaller double tab on it. And that was the only Schaller tuner he had on there. But Music Man, when they repaired it, he put a Music Man logo on it. And then when he ripped it off after he went with Peavy, he left that little piece of white residue on it. It's pretty interesting info.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bent. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. He says he has some uncirculated Kodak photos from '86.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, man.
Be cool to see like maybe the 918V and play that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's one of them I found. I've just been looking for. I found one of those guitars. It's this one.
Thrash Metal says I gave my PV away a couple years ago. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can tell he chopped the headstock in half.
Okay, so that's a Kramer Beretta right there.
Yep.
And the headstock looks like it was kind of made to kind of look like a Music Man. Look at that.
That's a cool picture. And that's Ed's number 2 purple.
One?
Which is what Craig is doing for me right now.
Man, that's a great picture.
That's an awesome. They're having so much fun. That was that 92 or 93?
It's 93.
Okay.
That's the Right Here Right Now tour, which was, man, that was one of the best Van Halen tours.
Awesome set.
The 93 tour.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh. Joshua Jones is watching us on Facebook.
What's up, Josh? Football Legend says, Rob, if your house was burning down, what guitars would you take and why? Well, I'd take as many as I could, but he says 2. I would take my Kramer 5150 and my Steinberger. Those would be the 2, probably.
Wow. Never saw that one.
No, that's a new one. Somebody's like, hey, you broke a string.
That's cool. Actually, this site, let me look. There's probably like a bunch of pictures on that site, I would think.
Dwight Bailey is purple, great color. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a great guitar, Eddie's number 2. I have a real quick story. I don't have anything to show other than this neck, but I just acquired a purple Ernie Ball Music Man. But the color was so deep purple, like almost too deep. It was almost looked black. And you really had to, put it under a light or the sun to be able to see the quilt. I just wasn't happy with it. And it's the headstock's completely black, like Ed's purple, had no signature on it. And so this is the neck for that. And I shipped the body to Craig at CHS Customs. I'm going to give him a little plug. And Craig is going to do another project for me. And he's going to sand down the top and re-dye it to like a lighter purple color. So hopefully that should be ready in the next couple of months. So my purple Music Man should be a little bit closer to what Ed's looks like. And on Ed's purple number 2, it was his number 2. He had a number 2 on the body, and he also had a number 2 on the headstock, which symbolized, the number 2 Music Man. Kind of a cool thing that he used to do.
I'll be right back. Look at this, Rob, really quickly. Let me see. Where is it?
What Strat is that in the background, John? Yours. Is that a Fender?
Yeah, that's the David Ennis Strat.
Oh, that's the David Ennis guitar. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's an awesome.
The David Ennis. Look at these pictures. This is
Oh,
cool.
wow.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Wow, those are cool. That has to be that's either 90, 91 or 93. Hard to say. Wow, those are pretty cool. I've never seen those before. Johnny always finds the coolest stuff. Those are pretty neat.
Look at these pictures,
Yeah,
man.
I'm just talking about that. Is that in Texas?
It must be, yeah.
Got the
But
little,
look at this. There's like tons of them.
that is cool.
Look at these. Look at those. He's wearing the Van Halen hat from the tour
Wow, that
for
is awesome.
Pound Cake. Look at that. I've never seen these. Look at this.
That
Oh,
is cool.
August 6th, 1993 at Woodlands Pavilion.
Oh, Johnny, you gotta send me those or send me the site. That's awesome.
I'll send you the link. I'll post a link to this in the Discord.
That's cool. That is cool.
I had that hat. I had one of those.
I have that hat right here. Here's mine. Yeah, I got that. I don't know if it's the same exact.
It's similar.
It's similar, but
It's a similar one.
yeah, that is cool.
That's a carnal. That says "For Love of Carnal Knowledge" on the top of it.
Yeah.
Someone must have thrown that on stage because that's 93, but the hat was from 91, 92.
Yeah, yeah, and there's Eddie's striped drill. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
I'll post a link to this in the Discord, you guys.
Ding!
Look at that.
Yeah, Sammy's got his striped or his red football pants. Yeah. Ah, those are some cool pics. Look at that. I like Ed's shirt. He's wearing a flannel button down. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and then look at this.
Wow, it's got balance stuff.
Got some balance.
Yeah, Ed's playing the Peavies. Wow. Those are some new picks. I don't think anybody's seen these. I sure as heck haven't.
Oh, there's Van Halen 3 as well. Those are the ones from that catalog.
Yep.
The first PV promotional pictures were like this one. Like kind of like that one you kind of see.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That's pretty cool.
And then you got some Van Halen 3.
Yeah, it's playing the purple.
So these are all in Texas. And then that's Vince Neil. Oh, that's from 93 as well. That's opening. That's opening for Van Halen because there's Steve Stevens playing the Pink Music Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw them, he was playing that.
That's cool.
Oh, and he had a black one too.
Those are really cool.
Wow.
Really cool. I had some questions over here. We had something. Let me see.
Man. Those are probably the coolest ones right there.
Yeah, those are the best.
Wow.
Sign guy says, would you ever make another runaround guitar again? Probably not. I mean, I really didn't even want to get rid of the one that I had. I just I wanted that purple Music Man, and that was the only way I could really do it financially was to get rid of that. I mean, I liked it. I just didn't really play it. And I mean, not that I play all these guitars, but that particular runaround guitar was I did like it, and it played amazing. It just wasn't necessarily one of the Hubbard did the body for me as a gift, and then I got the neck from Chris Locke, and I'm like, all right, obviously I'm going to put it together, and I really liked it, and it came out awesome, and it was a great player. But like I said, when I made a few shifts over the course of the last month and a half, in order to get my Music Man that I was just talking to you about, the one that I got, I had to kind of say, well, what am I gonna go with? Because so I ended up offloading that. So the purple Music Man is coming back. This is a new one that I just did. the green 5150 Sustainer guitar, which I got from Nesdal because we did a trade, which I'm really happy that I had. And I sold my Flame Top Tobacco Sustainer PV, and in order to finance a lot of the stuff. The number 4 EVH prototype is new. So I did pretty much my signature guitar line changed a lot in the last month. But this guitar, and I'm going to kind of get to Nick Horton's question on the setup. I'll kind of intertwine that into this. But when I got Nesdal's green Sustainer, because I got rid of my green Music Band, which I didn't want to do, but he really wanted it. And I'm glad he took it because it went to a good home. And Dave offered me that green Sustainer PV, and I was like, all right, because I used to have one, and I sold it years ago after my divorce, and I wished I never did. And so I got it back, and I was happy. So that's how I could get rid of the green Music Man. So I said, all right, well, if I got rid of the green Music Man, I want to have a purple Music Man. So that's why I got rid of the Runaround Stripe guitar. So when all that was going on, I had you guys remember my Tobacco Flame Top. This is a quilt top of my Tobacco Flame Top 5150 Sustainer, which really wasn't it was an Ed guitar, but it was a combination of this particular standard that he had and the Cherry Burst Sustainer. It was kind of a combo guitar that I got off of Hubbard, and I loved it, but I'm like, well, I don't need 2 Sustainer guitars, so I got rid of that one. And then I was kind of looking at my collection, and I said, man, it's like I miss having the Tobacco guitar. So finding the quilt top PV arch top standards is really difficult. But I really wanted to do one, and I could have probably got one like Johnny used to have one. Johnny had a Flame Top PV Wolfgang standard, which is a great guitar. So I was kind of saying, well, should I get one of those and just do the 5150 piece, and it won't be a quilt top, or should I find one of the cheaper Indonesian PV Wolfgang specials, which can be kind of hit or miss guitars, and get a beautiful quilt top? I mean, they're veneer, but who cares? They still look amazing, and we don't know. So what? It still sounds and plays great, and it looks perfect. Or do that and sacrifice the arch top. So I had to make a choice. I either sacrifice the arch top or sacrifice the quilt top. And due to monetary reasons, I got an Indonesian PV Wolfgang special off of Reverb for like $400, and it was a steal. And I got lucky because it played, and I needed to set it up, but it felt amazing. Believe it or not, the neck was incredible. It had a cheapo PV Floyd on it, so I got an original PV Wolfgang USA Floyd that I put on. I switched out the posts to USA posts because it was a special. It didn't have a tone knob, so I did a professional placement on off of my red guitar, and I drilled a hole in the body, and I put a tone pod in. It's not hooked up because nobody uses tone anyways, so who cares? It's only for looks. And
I do. I use the tone knob.
I know, I'm joking. I put the stickers on, and the pickups in the Indonesian guitars are basically the same as the USA. The hardware is different. The Floyds are different. The string retainers, the tuners, they didn't use Schallers. They used Grover tuners, I think. But I got lucky because the neck was amazing. So I put a real USA Floyd in, like I said, the original posts. I drilled the tone knob. And, of course, it's not an arch top, but when I put the stickers on, it satisfied what I needed to. And I switched out the tuners to Schallers with I put on the right mini, what do you call them, pearl heads. And I switched out the nut and the retainer because the retainer was a cheapo too. And I colored in the special. And I loved it. And then on eBay a few days ago, or 5 days ago, I saw this USA tilt back neck. And it's a USA neck. And I was like, whoa, there's something else I could do to this guitar to make it even better. So I got a good deal on it, and I bought it. And Hubbard wanted to buy the special neck that I had, and it was a good one. So basically, this is kind of half Indonesian and half USA, but now it plays amazing. But when I got the neck, when Eddie went with Peavey, he wanted the necks to have kind of a tilt down angle, and Johnny will know what I'm talking about on the USAs. He thought they were more comfortable to play, and so when he went with Peavey for Music Man, these USA necks, they actually tilt down more. They have more of an arc. Now, when you marry those up with an Indonesian body, or actually any special body, because they tilt down, the neck pocket is too shallow in these guitars. So what I had, and I knew I was going to have this, basically the strings were laying on top of the frets. And the only way I could even make it somewhat playable was to have the bridge a mile high off the body, which looks, and I don't like that. And then I would have had to have used a trem stopper in the back. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I thought about it, and I talked to Chris Hubbard, and he says, hey, just shim the tail end of the neck pocket, not the whole pocket. Just shim the tail end of the neck pocket, which will basically turn that neck up this way, and it'll raise your action, and then you should be able to lower your bridge back down to the body, and any adjustment you need to do from that point will be through the truss rod and raising or lowering the bridge. So I cut 2 small shims and put them in the back here. Worked perfect. I actually had to, because the nuts are a little bit different, the shelf that they cut on the USA necks is a little bit shallower than the Indonesian one. So I had to kind of sand that down a little bit to get the nut to fit more flush, because I didn't have any the right size nuts. I had to use this one. And between going back and forth between some truss rod adjustment and the bridge, I got the bridge right down to the body. And the action, I don't know if you can tell, but it's super, super, super low. And it plays amazing. And I mean,
That's a really nice looking guitar, man.
It is, and it plays incredible. So Indonesian body, USA standard neck, USA standard posts, like the real Peaveys were. I put the tone pod in myself. It's a dummy, but it's still legit. It's a real tone pod. USA neck with all the hardware on it. And I put these in here. So to kind of just get to Nick Horton's question on his axis, and this is where Johnny brought up a good point. If your action is too high, and I think you're referring to it being high because some of the messages you sent me, you said the action was high. If you don't really know how to do it, take it to a luthier and tell them what you want. Take it to someone who knows how to make the adjustments, and they're probably going to shim underneath the neck pocket. And between doing that and making some minor truss rod adjustments and working with the bridge, raising or lowering it, depending on if you want it floating or if you want it sitting flush on the body like Ed's, you shouldn't have to sell your guitar to get it set up how you want it. Unless, like Johnny said, if the neck is just a bad neck. Yeah.
Yeah. If your neck is bad, you need another one.
Right. And if you sell the guitar, sucks to be the dude that bought it, but unless you're really like a high action like Johnny Beane does. But
I'll play anything.
Right, you can buy it. You buy it.
I like low action. I like medium action, I guess. Hey, Charlie S.
I like low action on a guitar, but I like not everybody.
A lot of action.
I want some action. Isn't that a song?
I want action.
I want action.
Yeah. We could go all day, man. There's so much stuff. Let's just take this straight into Saturday night.
Wasn't that an unreleased Van Halen song?
I want action. Yeah. It first began as as I Want Action. And then Steve Lukather recorded a song called Twist the Knife, which was the same music. Actually, no, before that was the Saturday Night Live Stompin' 8H.
Yeah.
It went from Van Halen's I Want Action 5150 Leftovers demo to Stompin' 8H instrumental on Saturday Night Live to Steve Lukather's Twist the Knife to Van Halen 3's Dirty Water Dog is where it ended up.
Yes. Yes.
That music, that riff.
I think they should have stayed in the beginning. That's just my opinion. But
No, I like it all.
no,
it's
I
all
do too. I'm
it's all
joking.
good stuff. Philip Morgan, do you run 10s or 9s?
You talking underwear size? Or?
Probably talking about that guitar there. Myself, Philip, I run 10s on anything non-Floyd Rose. So let's say that Strat back there, those are 10s. Let's say if I have a guitar with a Floyd Rose on it, to do all this stuff, those are 9s.
And
Hey, Zach,
I will
what about you?
that. These are 9s because I love 9s for all the the hammering stuff. So like Johnny said, anything with a Floyd Rose are 9s, either 9 to 40 or 9 to 42, depending on what I have. And anything non-Floyd, like my Telecaster, my Les Paul, my Strat, my Ibanez Destroyer, my what do you call it? The
Megazone.
What else? What else? And even my Secrets guitar. Because it doesn't have a Floyd on it. Those are all 10s. I run 10s on those. Just I like the action a little bit better that way. But on the Floyd stuff, definitely 9s for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, 10s on a Floyd Rose is just wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't. I agree completely.
To me.
Now that the Secret's out from Bob Bradshaw, have you always ran the wet dry wet at 16 OHMs? I know Bob Bradshaw was the guy that actually ran or set up Eddie's, or I should say, kind of customized Eddie's rig back in those days in the 93, 95 era for his wet dry wet balancy sound that we all know and love. Mm-hmm. I don't really know. I mean, my wet dry wet rig was pretty much set up mostly by Chris Hubbard. So I run a 50-watt head into a 1x12 cab. It's a 50-watt EVH 5153 head into a 1x12 cab, and that's my dry signal. So that's what powers everything basically. And then for the wet systems, I run two PV 5150 combos, and those have a separate delay coming into them from my Eventide time factor. So there's a separate delay that goes to the PV 5150 on the left, and the separate one that goes to the 5150 on the right. And then I have the Boss PS6 harmonist, which is set to a detune setting, which gives it the detune sound that Eddie had. And then I run those through a Bray box, which basically goes straight into the cab, which essentially allows the power amp to run out of the head. It doesn't require you to run it through the effects loops of the two PVs. So what does that really mean? That basically means for a poor man setup like what I have, I get a really nice wet, dry, wet with two separate delays and a detune sound out of two PV 5150 combos and a 50-watt head with a 1x12 cab. And then in line with my guitar that goes straight into the 50-watt head, I have my my wah pedal, my phase 90, my flanger, my noise gate, and a couple other things. But the only things that I really basically run just to the PV 5150s, not in line with the guitar, would be the Eventide time factor and the harmonist and the Bray box. So 16 OHMs, I don't know, probably not. I'm sure Hubbard would have that answer a little better than I do. I'm not much of an amp tweaking guy. I had to have him help me heavily with tweaking the time factor and everything else to get the sound that I have. And for what I have, I'm really lucky. It sounds incredible. You guys, I'm sure some of you guys know Joe Giard. He plays lead guitar for the Van Halen tribute band Everybody Wants Some, and he's a great guy. He's again incredible guitarist. He's just like Bill Kelly.
I think I see his videos. I think I watch him on Periscope.
Yeah, he's a Massachusetts guy like me, and he only lives about an hour and a half away. He goes to the EVH cons and everything. Great guy, awesome guy, incredible guitarist, just like Bill Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to be in a Van Halen tribute band, you probably shouldn't suck. So,
Well,
I'm saying, but and he doesn't. But he came over and played to my rig about a month ago, whatever, and he was like, "Dude, holy crap!" He's like, "I got to do that." And Bill Kelly said the same thing when he played to my rig. He was like, "Damn, that sounds incredible." And Bill, it sounds even different now than when you were here because I made a couple of other tweaks, so now it sounds even more so. So it's always cool when really impressive guitarists come over and play through my rig because when you have that type of talent playing through your setup, and they're just their mouths drop and they're like, "Wow, how are you getting that sound?" It makes you feel pretty good. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I have not tried the THR 30 yet. I don't have any need for that. I mean, my THR 10X is it's fine for me. I mean, you can only make things sound so good. And with all the bells and whistles that rig has with the Bluetooth and all that stuff, that's cool. But for what I use it for, it's fine for me. But I hear they're pretty awesome though. Philip Morgan, yeah, Joe is amazing. He's awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking I watch him on Periscope. Maybe he's on Instagram now too, and Facebook as well.
Yeah, he's definitely on Facebook. Joe Giard.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'd see him because when you subscribe to somebody on Periscope, every time they go live, there's more pictures on this site. Wait a minute, dude, we got to go back to this website, man.
Well, you got to text me that because
I put it. It's in the Discord.
Now. John Bull, you too, bud. Hey, thanks for watching the show. Dude. Have a good weekend.
John Bulware, thank you, man. Echo. Look at this. They got pictures from way back.
Oh wow. That's the same website?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's in the Discord, so you guys jump over to our.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Is that Eddie? Okay, that's Eddie playing the black and white. Wow.
But yeah, look at this picture. That's cool.
The old school, real quick. Philip Morgan says, "Who made the old school EVH double neck you have?" That's a Chris Lock body custom and a Kramer, an original Kramer classic neck, and the 12-string neck is a custom deal that I got from a friend of mine who does not want to have his name out there because they don't make those necks. He did one for me, and then the paint job was done by Chris Hubbard. Oh, and Fruitcake Tony wants to see my Van Halen tattoo. There you go.
Ouch.
About 6 months ago.
Ow.
It did hurt. That one. Tattoo. That one was like, okay, dude, when are you done?
You're like, I should have just got the black and white, not the red, black and white. That's gonna hurt more.
I always wanted a Van Halen tattoo, and I mean, I could have got the VH, the swirl, or the early version, or do an EVH, or I mean, I was thinking even a striped guitar, but I was like, there's so many people that have those tattoos, and they're awesome. Don't get me wrong. I wanted something a little different. And about 5 years ago, when I got divorced, right when I first got divorced, I was dating a girl who found this picture, and she was like, "You really should look at this tattoo." And there's a picture of a tattoo that looked just like this. except it didn't have the 5150 in it. It was just this exact pattern. And it did.
Mhm.
I couldn't tell if the guy had it on the back of his calf or where his arm, whatever. And I was always like, "Oh, that's awesome! I'd never seen one like that." And finally, about 6, 7 months ago, I talked to my friend, my good buddy John Chapin, who runs Smoke and Irons Tattoos here in Massachusetts, Orange, Massachusetts. Great guy. I highly recommend him. Oh, look at that picture. Wow. He basically was like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you." So the only thing I kind of went back and forth where I have it done, and so I figured I'd have it here. But only thing I added was the 5150. I wanted to say 5150 in black, and I like it because it's original. It looks like someone just ripped the skin off, and you're striped underneath. So that's kind of why I went with that. But look at that picture. There's the Frankenstrat with the neck that is on the snake dragon right now.
Yeah, look at that.
That's what is that a Boogie Body's neck, Johnny? What did we ever say that neck was? Do we ever determine what it was exactly?
It's a Charvel, isn't it? Is it the one that says Charvel?
That neck? Well, that's
Yeah.
that was the neck that was on the B originally, right? Originally.
So many pictures.
I know. So
I,
hard to tell with it.
man.
Ah, okay. I know what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to be moving over to the website.
Let me go back to thumbnails.
That is cool.
Um, yeah, there's only so much we can. I got so many windows open. It's crazy. Okay, we talked about that stuff.
Thank you, Phil. Yeah, that double neck came out cool. I was really happy with that. Definitely happy with that.
Let's see.
Yeah, those
So many cool.
I've seen, but some of them are brand new. Football Legend says, Rob, I'm thinking of building a 1978 Tour Frankie. Do you know what tuners were on the guitar at the time? Possible showers. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what they were. This has been up to debate, and it took me a long time to do research on that. And here's, well, I'll wait for Johnny, but here, well, okay. So here's my 1978. Now, mine's a little different. This is an EVH. However, it's been highly altered. I basically restriped the whole thing myself. This is a Mark Blankenship pickguard, custom pickguard, as you can tell. I got the little indicator here for the knob. I got the extra holes in it with the foil sticking out. And I repainted everything so on this guitar. So it's an EVH body, but it's basically completely redone. Now it is a Floyd Rose because I didn't want a Strat style bridge on this, but I've completely, you know, I tweaked the bar and everything to make it look as 78ish as I could. And the back is all relic. Everything's pretty much relic on this guitar. So it's other than the Floyd Rose, it's pretty much the same. And it is an EVH neck, but it's not the oversized headstock. I did kind of crimp on that a little bit, but so it's a regular Strat EVH headstock, but I put, you know, gold hardware on it. It's got the Gibson logo and the string retainer or string tree, I should say. Now, the tuners on this guitar, they are Schallers. They are Schaller drop tab D-shaped Schallers, and you can find these. That is the tuners that was on this guitar. At one time, it might have had double tabs, but in 78, this is what Eddie was using. They're D-shaped Schallers with a drop tab on them. That's what you want to get if you're going to do a 78 replica, because that's what was on Eddie's. And I know that for a fact because I have pictures to prove it. So that's what you're going to want to get. Ooh, there's an 84 picture. Nice, look at that. Johnny, you think that's the? Remember that there's a picture of Eddie backstage with that leather jacket holding the 5150 with a yellow handkerchief on his neck with a wood paneling in the back. You know the picture I'm telling you? And he's wearing those red or those yellow tiger stripe pants.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a picture of Ed with that guitar, with the 5150 guitar, with that same jacket, the yellow handkerchief, and the yellow tiger stripe pants, with some with wood paneling, like what I got here backstage somewhere. I wonder if it was from that Texas show.
I don't know. Here's a cool one. That's pretty cool. This one here.
Which one? You got me on there.
I know. Oh, wait, I stopped sharing. Hang on.
I
stopped sharing.
I like to share. Well, certain things. Oh, that is cool. That's a cool picture.
And again, you guys, the link to this site is in the Discord. So join the Johnny Beane Discord server. It's in the chat.
I think Barney hasn't said anything yet. Barney, come here. Barney, you want to say hi? Come here.
Ned's taking a nap.
Yeah, I wonder where Ned was. Barney, come here. Come here. Come here, Barney.
Let me tell you. There's more. There's more pictures.
Come here. Come here, my buddy. Oh, he's hacking.
Oh.
You okay?
Barney, are you all right?
Barney, you all right? You don't have coronavirus, do you? Oh. Barney, say hi. Good boy.
Barney. Barney. Barney.
You a good boy. You daddy's good boy. Thank you for the kisses. Thank you.
Here. This is how you make him bark. David Nussdahl.
Yeah.
Here's how you make him growl.
David. We growled at Dave one time. We were at his house, and Dave's like, "You're in my house. Don't you growl at me." Oh, he gets along great with Dave and Desiree and their dogs and Brandy and Snickers. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? You upstairs taking a nap? Ned's taking a nap.
Yeah. Ned's taking a nap. Look at this. Here's more. Now we're in the 5150 era.
Oh. So can you just click on the year?
No, it just keeps going. It just keeps you just scroll from year to year to year. Then look at this. I've seen this before. This looks like it might have been like one of those Kramer giveaways. Is
that a Stripe guitar? No, not Stripe.
No. But look at that.
Yep.
It's a Kramer. Here, let's click on that one.
Actually, I do have a pretty cool picture of that.
That's obviously a brand new guitar because it has the hang tags on it.
Oh, yeah, that's a Beretta. Oh, yeah.
Look at that. It's got the one down there with Seymour Duncan, Floyd Rose, Dennis.
Imagine that. Eddie gives you a brand new Kramer Beretta and signs it. Oh.
Look at that. So that must be like a giveaway Kramer, like from one of those contests.
Mm-hmm. Did you see this picture, Johnny? Sammy Hagar put it up on Instagram yesterday. Ah, it's too bright. It's the first show.
Tilt it sideways. Tilt it like up. Other up.
The other one. Ah. All right. Well, if you get on Instagram, anyways, it's Sammy posted this yesterday. It's the first show from the 5150 tour they did. There we go. That's a little better. In Shreveport, Louisiana. Ed's wearing a football jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be like the end of the tour. That's them doing rock and roll right there.
Yeah, yep. That's kind of cool to see. Look at that though. That is so cool. That dude won a brand new Kramer. Is that Dennis Berardi in the back?
No. That's probably some other crew.
Yeah. The guy won a brand new Kramer Beretta, and Eddie autographed and gave it to him backstage. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Oh, here we go. Looks like they're doing like a radio interview.
Yeah.
Right there. Then yeah, there's that one. So again, this is in Texas. These are all pictures from Texas.
Steinberger. Wicked cool.
Oh,
Who's here, Barry? Who's here? Go see who's here. I think my son's coming by. You guys get a chance to meet my son, Connor.
oh. Hey, look, here's another Kramer giveaway.
Oh, that's from the OU812.
A Monsters of Rock Kramer. Woof. Woof. Woof.
Now, Nestor had one of those guitars. One of the originals. He was actually had it at his house for a while. He was helping the friends sell it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we got
Barney, it's okay. Relax. Chill. It's okay.
Carnal Knowledge.
Yeah. At first, that picture looked like a guy had a Texas like painted on his pants. I thought, what kind of pants is that dude wearing? Man, Van Halen only played in Texas all those years. They never played anywhere else.
And then we saw these. Yeah. The ones with the hat.
Yeah. So does that go right up into today, or does it just?
I think it just goes up to.
Look at that. I love the balance stuff. Oh, look at those. I definitely can't wait to check those out. I used to have that one of those cream PV Wolf standards. It was a patent pending.
It at least goes to Van Halen 3.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that's as far as it goes.
But it starts at 78 and goes right up through, like there's Fair Warning stuff and Women and Children First and Diver Down and all that stuff in there. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is. Johnny shed the jacket. It's probably getting too hot.
Yeah. That's a very hot jacket. Hey, Pete. Welcome, man. Over on Facebook.
Hey, Pete. What's happening? Yeah, for all you guys that are jumping in now, we hit a whole ton of topics. So definitely go back and watch the whole show if you guys got some time. It was actually a really cool show. We talked about a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of neat stuff. I actually learned a ton of stuff on this show. Johnny brought up a few things that kind of shed some light on some questions I'd had over the years. Blank Palette says, you could tell the neck is off the HD bad necks in 80s. Not quite sure what he's talking about. He says, I have an 83, 84 Beretta with custom ESP neck from the 80s. It's heavy as hell. Could be an exact copy of Lynch, but looks like it is. Yeah, ESP was making a lot of those necks for Kramer. And Sports was making a company called Sports out of Connecticut was making the bodies. And ESP, I think, was out of I think they were in Japan, weren't they? Japanese company.
Mm-hmm.
Blank Palette says, can you delete the pictures of Sharon? I'm going to say Sharon because I know what he's talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'm assuming he's joking because I'm sure he knows how to spell Sharon. Good joke though. Actually, Gary Sharon was just well, not just, but he did an interview with Eddie Trunk, and he's been in contact with he has been in contact with the boys, and the only information that he gave up is he said Eddie is doing very well, and I'm very glad to hear that. There's some that's good news to hear. I'm glad Eddie's doing well, but it's brought all this speculation that Sharon's coming back to Van Halen again. And it's like my phone has been blowing up with messages. Hey, did you hear Sharon's coming back to Van Halen? No, he's not. There's no, just because he's been talking to the band does not mean he's back in the band. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying there is no information that would indicate that Gary Sharon is back in Van Halen. All we know is that he's been in contact with the guys, which I think is great because I'm glad to see that they're still talking. And he has confirmed that Eddie is doing well. And that's great news because the fact that Eddie's doing well shows that he's hopefully getting healthy again. And whether or not they ever come back out and tour again or do anything else, at least it means that Eddie's doing well. Because I know there was a lot of questions on his health over the last number of months. So I'm happy to hear that he's doing well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah. Yeah, we wish everybody. We wish everybody the best.
everybody.
I mean, especially right now with what's going on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hope
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I wish that too, and you never know. I mean, the only thing I'll say about Van Halen, assuming that, once this whole stuff that we're all dealing with is over and we move on, and it will be over. Hang in there, everybody. Everybody, just stay safe and just do what you're supposed to do, and take care of yourselves. And we will get through this, no doubt. We will definitely get through this, and we'll have our lives back again, hopefully pretty soon. But as far as Van Halen's concerned, once this does end, I mean, honestly, nothing would ever surprise me with that band. I mean, nothing would surprise me. I mean, over the years, they've said, no, this one would never come back or this one wouldn't. And every one of them has come back at one point. So nothing would surprise me right now. I just hope that everybody is well. And hey, hopefully we hear some more from the mighty Van Halen down the road. I really hope that's the case. But step number one is that everybody's healthy, and I think that's the first priority.
Mm-hmm. I think we will hear something at some point.
I agree.
Whether it be new stuff or unreleased stuff. Definitely.
More guitars too. Yeah. Yeah.
More guitars.
Well, I don't think EVH is going anywhere, so I'm sure we're going to get more guitars. That's for sure. The other thing that I think, though, Johnny, is like what we were talking about was yesterday or the day before. Like, man, it's like, we've been collecting all these magazines and scouring the internet all these years, and we see these rare.
What kind of magazines?
Yeah,
you mean these ones?
Right. And every once in a while, like, boom, this picture just comes out of nowhere of some guitar that he played. And it's
that reminds me that I was going to show another picture. Man. Okay, keep going. I'll find it.
Just that, every once in a while, like, from someone's private collection, or I don't know, David Bertinelli or whoever posts a picture of something that we have been, like talking about for years, like, picture of this guitar that we didn't know that he played or whatever. It's just like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then everybody, like all of us, guitar geeks and builders and stuff, we jump in this mode of, trying to recreate that.
Like this one.
Yes. Yeah. There's a Fender Strat. What do you think, that Johnny, 82? 83.
I had thought maybe 82, 83. Somebody said there's the original post of this.
Oh, look at the speakers. That's Women and Children First.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Somebody said this is 1980.
Oh yeah, someone just said that with the hair and the shoes.
These are Polaroids, and apparently they're posted somewhere where you can see the back of the pictures, and they have 1980 written on them.
Wow.
Supposedly that's at a guitar shop.
Wow, Eddie's jeans are tight.
It's at a guitar store. That's a nice Strat. Look at that.
Yeah, that is.
And then you're talking about the shoes.
Yeah.
And so there's two of them. There's that one, and then this one. Very cool.
Eddie was there's a lot of information out there that it did not matter. People have said that it did not matter whatever you handed Eddie for a guitar. It was a Strat, an SG, Les Paul, whatever. He could play it, and he could play it very, very well. No matter what kind of guitar it was, high action, low action, did not matter.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, anybody, if you are, if you can really play, you can play anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool pictures. I actually kind of doctored them up a little bit. They didn't look. The original pictures didn't look this good. I actually kind of made them look a little better.
Yeah,
before I posted them.
Those are cool.
And this is on my Instagram.
Can you
guys?
That's on your Instagram, Johnny?
I posted them to mine, which is EVH Gear Live on Instagram, which is my EVH fan page, basically. But yeah, I'm sure that they're all over the place now.
Yeah,
oh, hey.
I'm checking it out right now. Yeah, those are.
I tagged. Just open up your Instagram and check out your tagged tab, because I tagged you in them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just checking it out now because those are awesome.
Let me see if there's anything else cool on there to show. Oh, there's this one. We didn't show this one. I might have tagged you in this one too. I don't know.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, that's cool. We've all seen pictures, maybe not that exact one, but from that photo shoot of Eddie with the 5150. That was, as far as we can tell, it's definitely 83, but that is right after the 5150 was striped. I mean, it could be days, it could be a month, but it's we think before the 84 tour, and or just after it started, but it's definitely right after the guitar was striped. And you can see on the black stripe that goes through the Floyd down to the bottom, you can see the black paint drip, and you can see where the mistake was made, where the black stripe actually stops and then reconnects again, and it takes on a different angle. And a lot of people, when you're making your 5150s, they get that wrong. They miss that. And if you really want to make an accurate one, like Craig Stofko did one of that model without the space tape, he actually called me, and I kind of helped him through it. We kind of tweaked some pictures back and forth, because that's a really imperative thing you got to do if you're gonna do an exact replica, or make it as close as you can. Especially if you're not going to put the space tape on, you got to nail that. Otherwise, it just looks it looks too good. You got to make it look wrong, and then you can see under the volume knob there's a cigarette burn, and that's pretty cool. And the only relicking that was, I mean, I'm sure there's some nicks and dings on it, but if Johnny goes down a little bit, or goes back up to the top of the top horn of that guitar, there's a little at the top, the second black line that hits the neck, that goes up, the next one down that goes into the neck. There's a little white nick that goes into the black stripe into the red. That is
right
the
there.
only known relic that we can see in that guitar. Now we're really geeking out, but if you really go back to when that guitar was painted, it looks like somebody dropped something on it or drag. It looks like it's obviously something that inadvertently hit the guitar or scratched something. Um, that's
Hmm.
the only relicing that we can tell, and you can tell how kind of primitively painted it was. I have some pictures. I'd have to search for them, but you can tell how grainy that body is. Even back right after it was painted, you can see the eye bolt was on the front of the horn, not in the back, because Eddie had it there at that time. Then he switched it.
There's some black and white pictures where you can see where it's kind of grainy,
Yeah, real grainy.
right?
Yes, which again, to me, um, enforces that's a basswood body, not poplar. And that's, we all thought it was poplar for years, and then we then kind of went back and forth, and I still say that's a basswood body. I really really believe that. And the only other thing that Chris Hubbard and I were kind of going back and forth with is we all were using number 8 um, eye bolts. We always
Hmm.
think they were number 6. They were the bigger ones. Then we thought they were smaller. They're number 8s, which they were. Those particular ones are number 10s. They're even smaller. And that's what Eddie had in the Hot for Teacher also. He was using the real small ones back in those days. They're even smaller. And you really got to get into geek mode to see that. But
You really got to zoom in to see that.
you really got to
Oh
zoom
yeah, look at that. Those are tiny.
even smaller eye bolts. And if you see pictures of Eddie backstage with that guitar, the Hot for Teacher and the little guitar, you'll notice he was using number 10s, which are even smaller than the number 8s. And then he went back to the number 8s, and then now in the EVHs, he uses the number 6s, the real big ones.
Hmm.
And we really have no life.
I know. Well, we got 66 people watching this. So.
Well, at least 66 people think we have a life, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the people that have dropped off.
No, this has been a strong show, man.
Yeah.
And again, let me know, you guys that are watching this, if you got an alert, or if you just happened to open up, let us know in the chat. Actually, those of you that have jumped in, we've been on here for like 3 hours. Those of you that have jumped in more recently, how did you hear about this? Did you hear about this on Facebook? Because we're live on Facebook as well. Did you hear about this did you get an alert on YouTube? Did you open up your YouTube page? And did you actually see the video sitting there? That's the real question. Did you see this video sitting on YouTube? Because if I was to open up YouTube, I wouldn't see this video sitting there. And that's been a problem lately. That's why our last 2 shows, the views have been way down, because you can't see it. Steve Carmichael says, I see it on Facebook 3 hours ago. Got the alert 3 hours ago. Michael James. Got the alert on my phone. Hugh Caldwell.
If you guys are interested, this is Chris Locke. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
Oh, no.
This is Chris Locke Custom Guitars Bodies on Instagram. One of those snake dragons is mine. He's doing 3 of them right now. So one of those is mine, and it's getting sent off to Jeff Rich for customized painting. So really pumped up for my snake dragon guitar, which is going to be hanging where that blue Kramer is actually.
Oh, no.
Oh, I fell over. I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh, what happened? What did I click on? I'm falling and I can't get up. Okay, we're good. We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
All right. Am I getting shocked? While you're setting up, yeah, this is my EVH fan page on Instagram. It's called EVH Gear Live. The link should be down in the description, but this is where I post all the cool Van Halen pictures, EVH. I repost a lot of people's pictures here. So, yeah, like there's one of Rob's. There's Rob's room
Yep.
right there.
Oh yeah, that's the show that. Yeah, that's the one I did with the show I did.
That's what's behind Rob.
Well, that's not behind me. That's the side of me. You can't see. That's the one part these guys can't see.
Oh, that's the side of you.
That's the side of me. That's the one. That's the one wall that's not visible. Yeah.
That's cool. I really like this one here.
Yeah.
That number 4 one. That one's cool.
I can grab that if you want to see it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Show it off. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I keep drinking all this tea.
Yeah, I got to wrap it up here in a few minutes, but.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're still going though. We're still going.
Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
We're still going.
I'll show this. I'm not. I don't have to wrap it up right now. Okay, so I did a show on my channel a couple weeks ago. Talk about this guitar. So this is the number 4 prototype EVA, or one of the number 4 prototypes that Eddie had made when he was going to develop his own signature line of Wolfgangs. We played it live in this 07-08 tour, and right now this particular guitar is at the Hard Rock Cafe in Philadelphia. And Chris Hubbard and I were out there and actually had lunch right at the table beneath this guitar, and got some pictures of the real one. And it's a really cool guitar, and it's number 4 signifies the number 4th prototype. So they were doing black bodies, and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they did 7 of the black ones, I think. And then they had some white ones, and or some ivory ones, and he had a tobacco one that he was playing, which was a really beautiful quilt top guitar. But this is basically when they were tweaking everything to come out with the Wolfgangs before they released them. And like I said, he played this guitar on tour. Notice there's no tone knob, just the volume knob, and says tone, of course, but it's an arch top body, and it's the EVH neck, but it didn't have any, there was no stripe motif or logo or anything on the headstock because they didn't have that yet. Gatto tuners, because they were coming out with the EVH tuners. It was an actual EVH Floyd, because they did come out with that. So it was a black body, and they basically just put a number 4 stencil on it and just sprayed it with gray spray paint. And that's where you get the overspray effect on the body. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only thing that's not accurate about this guitar is the head. This is a special neck. It's not a USA neck. So Eddie's original is a tilt back. That's the only thing that's not accurate on this, but it is a real EVH neck. But it is a arch top body. On the real EVHs, this jack here is actually squared off, and it's black. They were using the chrome ones then. I'm trying to think of what else on this guitar. As far as electronics are concerned, they were coming out with the low friction knobs and all that stuff. Like I said, the Floyds were EVH branded, but they were original Floyd Roses. Eddie started using the number 6 eye bolts, and basically it's a PV Wolfgang body. Basically, Eddie says it's different, and it might be a little bit, but it's essentially the same thing. The PV Wolfgang bodies and the EVH bodies are pretty much the same profile. The binding's a little bit different, but with a black body like this, it's essentially the same thing. Story behind the big, huge, disgusting, ugly-looking route and the humbucker is I don't know or recall exactly what show it is. It's in one of the Guitar World magazines. Eddie and Matt Bruck, before one of the shows, were kind of going back and forth. Eddie wasn't satisfied with the tone of the humbucker. He wanted to change the sound a little bit, and he wanted to move the pickup around, but the cavity wasn't big enough to move it forward or backwards or whatever. So he literally, with Matt Bruck, according to the interview, took a hammer and a chisel and just hogged out the humbucker cavity a little bit more. And he came dangerously close to the post, dangerously close. And it's all totally unfinished because he just did it backstage and then moved the pickup, I think, forward a little bit or towards the neck pickup a little more, I think, and was somewhat satisfied with the sound. And that's what the story between that big route is, and that's on his number 4 guitar. And I don't know if he did it with any of the other ones, but and Johnny's got a picture right there. In 2007, Eddie was developing the personal line of guitars, and that pretty much says exactly what I said. It's a really, really cool guitar, and I got a chance to see it firsthand. That's the real one. Yeah, that eye bolt there, that hook there is not a washer. That's basically how there's a bar behind the guitar, and that's how it's hung on the wall. That's not part of the eye hook. Really neat guitar. And there's the real one. You can see how primitive it was when him and Matt literally just hacked it out with a hammer and a chisel, like the Frankenstrat, kind of like the original Frankie. And like I said, I was lucky because back in September, Chris and I went to the Met. We saw the original Frankenstein. And then we went and hung out with Scott Smith at his place for a few days. And on the way back, we stopped at the Philly Hard Rock Cafe because Scott said that's where the number 4 guitar was. And we got there about 11 o'clock in the morning, right when they opened. And I said, I want that table right there under that guitar. And the woman was like, okay, no problem. So we got to sit there, and there was like nobody in the Hard Rock Cafe. And we literally sat right there. Let's see if I can find the picture. That's Johnny's now. I'll show you the picture of us for the real one. So when I decided to do another guitar and I wanted another EVH, I'm like, let's do the number 4. And I was lucky because on my birthday, October 5th, 2007, Van Halen played at the Mohegan Sun, Foxwoods Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut. And my buddy Ken and I, the guy that I took those pictures with from 2004, we went down to see them play, and Eddie played that guitar live, so I actually get to see him play it live. I wasn't up close real like I used to be in the 04 tour, but I was kind of far away, but he did play that guitar, so it was kind of cool to see it live. Let's see if I can find a picture of this.
Look who's here.
Ned! Johnny's got his jacket on again. It must be cold.
Yeah, no, I'm hot though.
Funny. Ned! Okay.
Hey, Cameron Brown. Great to see you last night, man. And any of you guys, if you missed the show with Cameron Brown, it was awesome. He's got a new single.
What's up, bud? Cameron's an awesome dude.
Mm-hmm. And again, there'll be a card on playback on the top to last night's show with Cameron. Check out his new single. Yeah, great hanging out with you last night, man.
All right, here's some pictures I got of that particular guitar. Sorry for the. I took these pictures. That's Scott Smith, Chris, and I. Sorry, wearing helmets. Here's the headstock. And there's Chris and I standing right underneath it. We sat right at that table and got to hang out with it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, really neat guitar. So it was kind of fun to do one. I didn't build this at all. I didn't do anything. Well, actually, Chris built it, and then we made a deal, and I ended up getting the guitar. The only thing I did is there was some different posts in the Floyd Rose for the pivot pins for the Floyd. I put the correct posts in because they're Allen posts. Chris had some PV Wolfgang ones in there, so I switched those out. And he had a black jack plate on here, which is what the real ones have now. But I put a chrome one on there because Eddie's original prototype was chrome. And other than that, it's pretty much right on the money. Only thing is, like I said, it's not a tilt back headstock. But other than that, it's pretty legit. Cool guitar though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like those guitars, and there's several of them out there. There's that one there. I think there's a natural looking one at the Guitar Center in Hollywood at some point in the window.
Yes. One of your EVHs has an unfinished headstock too, doesn't it? Which is really cool.
Yeah, and I did that on purpose,
right,
to make it kind of like that.
Yeah.
Let me find the one I was just talking about really quickly. And then, do you have to split? I know.
I got about 5 minutes, and I got to split in about 5 minutes. How long have you been live?
Almost 3.5 hours.
Oh, nice. This is a good show, though. We've had a lot of fun on this one.
Oh yeah, this has been great. Okay, let me just scroll on my EVH Gear Live Instagram. There should be a picture of the other one that I was just talking about, the natural one. I got so many pictures here, man.
Oh, I think my son's here. You guys want to meet my son? Connor, come here.
Well, does he want to meet us?
Yeah, I know.
You should ask him for.
Connor, come here. You're live on TV. Everybody's watching you, so don't fart or anything like that. All right, this is my son, Connor. What's going on?
Hey, Connor.
You are live on live TV. Oh, nice. We have a whole bunch of people watching. So yeah, he looks just like me, but he's much bigger than me. And you guys know this guy, right? All right.
Yeah.
We stopped down to hang out for a little bit. He's obviously a big weightlifter. He's like
awesome.
6'4". He's way taller than me, way stronger than me. Probably smarter than me too at this point.
Connor, do you like Van Halen?
Not as much. I used to a little bit, but I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I'm more of a Justin Bieber and gospel music kind of guy.
That's cool.
It was first Van Halen concert though in 2012 at the Boston. I think it was it Bank North Center we went to? TD Bank. Yeah, he saw Van Halen live in 2012 though, which was one of the 2 times in the 2012 tour they played "Hang 'Em High." They played the song "Hang 'Em High" twice in the 2012 tour, and one of them was in Boston. Thought that was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. We're wrapping up. Just hang on a second.
He's like, how come you don't have a bass? You know?
Who said that?
Nah. It's like, well, Justin Bieber, I think he plays guitar.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Well, actually, again, we can't talk about it, but that new book that came out, he was actually at 5150 recording some stuff along with Nick Jonas and Fred Durst.
Really?
And Nickelback. All those guys were at 5150 recording. They all know Ed pretty well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I try to be a good dad. I'm the ultimate dad, actually. The reason I'm such a cool dad is because I'm just a big kid. That's really all. Seriously, because I'm a big kid. I never grew up. I was like, I can attest to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't find this picture I was talking about, but
Rob, how many calories a day Connor eats?
I don't really track it. I used to eat a lot, but
yeah, he definitely eats a lot because he stays in shape. He hasn't been at the gym lately because the gym has been closed, but he's been kind of like me, just since the gym's been closed, he's been working out outside, doing his own core stuff. Connor was a football player in high school. He was captain of the football team for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. He played since 7th grade, and on the way to college, he's been a rugby player. And tell you guys one thing, I never knew anything about rugby, nothing. I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't understand it. And he didn't either. And he went away to college, and they didn't have football at the college he went to in Boston. but they had rugby. So he was like, "Oh, I want to play rugby." And what'd you do? You learned the game like pretty short order.
Yeah, we like I joined the team, and like 2 days later we had our first game, and I was like starting. Just like it's a very instinctual game. It's not really It's like kill the carrier, just with a lot more rules, but not. It's not that hard.
We used to
Mhm.
play Smear the Queer back in the day. Yeah, but so he learned how to play rugby in real short order, and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. These guys are pretty rugged dudes. But yeah, Connor, that is awesome. I'm on 6-day week workouts with internet fasting, weights, and cardio. Go get some, Connor. Thanks, Ben. These are people live chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, he Connor did martial arts with me for years. He's actually I tested him for his brown belt years ago, and now he's actually he was doing track in college until college got canceled. So
College. Yeah.
all the classes got
Yeah,
canceled, so
man.
they sent him home. So he's back living at home again, with his mom, and probably not going to be going back out to. You're in the background, just so you know. Probably not going to be going back to school before the summer, anyways. But,
Yeah. Hey, Adam.
hey, Adam, what's going
F
on?
you tone. F you tone, you guys. That's the stuff. That's the stuff we all like.
Yeah,
F you
Adam
tone.
Reaper, everyone. Who, by the way, has an amazing shop. Hubbard and I were lucky enough to go out there back in September and hang out with him and see some real cool stuff that he has. It's always great hanging out with Adam. And he's always at the EVH Con in October at Joe Suma's place at Greenwich Music in
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut. So that's always a cool time. If any of you guys can make it out there, that's always a good time too. And
Mm-hmm.
Adam's great because I feel bad for him. He never really has a chance to hang out because he's always in the back room tweaking everybody's guitars and doing the futon upgrades and the blocks and the titanium saddles and all the cool stuff. He's just a really cool dude, a really good friend of mine, and just a great guy. An incredible amount of knowledge too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everything you do, Adam. We really appreciate it. A lot of my stuff on my wall here or walls. You can only see one of them, but has some serious futon stuff on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see Adam. I didn't see him this year at NAMM. We missed each other, but every year for the past several years. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Out this year either.
yeah. So Rob, there's that guitar I was just talking about. That's the
Yeah.
one that was at Guitar Center in Hollywood. That's the number 8.
Okay, that's cool. I'd never seen that picture before. That's at the Guitar Center in Hollywood?
Yeah, in the window.
When I was out there,
Yeah.
the last NAMM, I didn't see that. Is that only been there for like a year?
Well, this picture is from 120 weeks ago. Or this post. I posted this in December 2017.
All right, so it was there. I didn't see it.
So it's been a little while.
All right. You're talking about the Guitar Center on Sunset Boulevard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. They have a Frankenstein in the window, and then I think they got Eddie's hand. Is that outside or inside? Probably.
That's the outside one.
All right, I did not
Outside
see
one
that.
though. So anyway, yeah, here's a bunch of pictures from my Instagram.
Oh,
Look, there's you.
with my double neck. How old is that picture? Like 3 years?
2016.
Oh, that's when I was building it. It wasn't even done yet. Look,
Or no, 2018. 2018.
okay. Doesn't even have the pickups in it yet. Yeah, that must be okay. That's right. Okay, Hubbard painted the body. I got the necks, and I was in the process of acquiring the hardware. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense because I've had the guitar for. Hey, Jay.
Look at me.
Oh, I thought that was Jay. It was a live show. I'm like,
Jay.
what's Jay doing here? That's only the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
There's Johnny. Is that your porn mustache you had back then? Oh, that was like 2016.
No, that was years before that. Yeah. Oh, there's that one. I really like this one.
Yes, that was the. Yeah, that's another guitar that Hubbard and I are talking about doing at some point. I don't think that had a number. I mean, I don't know if Adam will comment or not, but that was like a gray, kind of a fogged guitar. And Eddie, you can tell he wrote 5150 in the bottom underneath the Floyd. You can see a 5150 there. Looks like he wrote it with his finger.
It says other stuff on there too.
Yeah.
On the front of it.
I think that one was made after the number 4. I'm pretty sure. Because you can tell the headstock's painted, so they were kind of in the final tweaks. They had a tone knob. That was one of the latter ones. Now that's 07, because that tour got cut in half. They stopped it for a couple months, and then Eddie came back with blonde hair in 2008, and they finished the tour. And usually by that time, Eddie was playing the cream guitar. So yeah, that was kind of a neat one. That's another one that I'd like to do at some point. That purple guitar is mine, or was mine.
So yeah, a lot of times if you go to NAMM, you'll see a lot of the guitars are signed on the back.
Yep. If you go back one.
I don't know why that's funny.
I think it's funny. What are you pointing at? No, I'm kidding. Now, are those tuners EVH or are they Gattos? Have they finalized the EVH tuners yet?
I don't know. That's a standard, and so they're not even stamped anything.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure they're just Gatto tuners, basically. Well, no, I know him and Chip and Matt did some serious stuff to that. Now that's my guitar. I don't have it anymore, but that was mine. I had the 98, some of the 98 hardware on there. Jim Gaffigan owns that guitar right now, I think.
Anyway. Cool stuff.
Very cool.
Lots of cool stuff. Oh, look at that one.
Oh, there's Jay. That's a great picture.
Yeah. All right. I know you got a split. You got to go. And great talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too.
As always.
This was a great show. For those of you guys that just jumped in now, or jumped in within the last hour, go back if you have some time and check out the whole show. We really talked about some cool stuff. We talked about some rare guitars. We talked about the black and white striped Kramer that kind of came into fruition after some pictures that just surfaced the other day of a Kramer.
That'll be the thumbnail. The thumbnail to this video will be that. So you're welcome, Adam. You're welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. And again, back to Nick Horton. Again, it's your fault. You sent me the picture the other day, so now that we have to build one, you're paying the price. So you're gonna have to pay for the guitar now that I have to build it. You sent me financially, you're responsible. Sorry.
Wow.
No, but thank you everybody for watching.
Yes. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up.
Thank you, Nightbot. Yeah, 100 thumbs up would be.
Yes. Subscribe to Rob's channel, which is right here.
Like I said, check out my Instagram and my Facebook. I'm always putting up some Van Halen stuff, and subscribe to Futone's channel, Adam's channel if you haven't. They got some. He's always got awesome stuff. And again, I'm just going to say, the big blocks and the springs and the block and the saddle blocks, all the stuff that he puts out, this stuff is legit. It's great stuff, and I have it in a lot of my guitars, and it works, and it's awesome. I got a Futone sticker on the side of my car, and I can't wait to come back out and hang out with him again. Definitely got some good gear, so check that out. Definitely check it out.
Yes. Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon. I will be back
Oh, you got
for
another one to do later. Huh?
Saturday night with John BL and Jay Hannon and Neanderpaul. That'll be 11:55 Eastern time. About 5 hours.
Ben says, "Hulk, smash that like button."
Yes. Hulk smash it.
Hulk smash. Yeah, Ben says I've never tried Futon, but I want to. Yeah, it's good stuff. It definitely makes a huge difference in a lot of your guitars, sustain and the sound and the quality. I mean, the upgrades are really impressive. They really are.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Steve. You're very welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, go back and rewind, guys, because this was a real fun show to do. It really was. A lot of cool stuff we talked about.
Is this the rewind motion?
Yeah,
It'd be this way. That's winding up. This is rewinding up.
I know. I can't do two things at once. I'm like, like mirror image everything. I have a hard enough time doing this.
Oh yeah.
Barney, you want to say goodbye? Barney says goodbye.
Goodbye, Barney. All right, we'll see you guys in a little later for Saturday night.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody have a great weekend, guys. Stay safe. Stay inside. Follow the rules, guys. Coming from a law enforcement, last thing I'm going to say, being a police officer, I'm out there almost every day, talking to people, helping them in any way I can. But follow suit, guys. We will get through this. This will be over. Just do as you're supposed to do. Social distancing. I know it's hard. Hang in there. It's not going to last forever. Do the best you can. It's going to pay off. Like I said, do as they say, and we'll get through this. Stay home, play your guitars, do the best you can. If you do have to go to work, or if you do have to go out for groceries or the essentials, go out. Wash your hands. Stay away from people as much as you can, unless you trust them and you know them. Like obviously your kids, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, kids, anything like that. Obviously, but just do the best you can to spread the word. Everybody stay safe. Okay, we will get through this.
Yes.
God bless everyone.
Yes. All right. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.